Fucking cocksucker.
Retirement, we need multiple sources of savings plan can turbocharge our income plan with its 30% deposit match and 9.5% guaranteed annual rate of return, backed by a Fortune 100 company. The 30 plus 9 plan provides safety, security, and peace of mind. It's something everyone should really take a close look at. For free information, call or text 888-411-4130, 888-411-4130, or click this video now to learn more.
Fucking losers.
For more than 35 years, Fisher Houses have been there for military and veteran families, saving more than $610 million. The foundation is on the road to building 100 Fisher Houses across the country and overseas. Learn more at fisherhouse.org.
This ad is brought to you by GSK. Have you considered starting Ojjaara momelotinib for your appropriate patients? Review the efficacy of Ojjaara, including data from our head-to-head trials, Simplify-1 and Momentum, at startojjaara.com. That's startojjaara.com.
They're trying to silence Virginia's voice in Congress.
State Senate Majority Leader Scott Surville, while Minority Leader Republican Senator Ryan McDougal also tells 7 News.
This is
should be focusing on affordability for Virginians, making sure they have more money in their pocket instead of playing these political games.
Redistricting efforts are also underway in Maryland. Among the traffic messes this Monday morning, 14th Street and Northwest shut down.
All of the northbound lanes of 14th Street between L and Thomas Circle are closed because an underwater sewer tunnel is at risk of collapsing. Crews working there, repairs on the century-old tunnel are expected to take several days. Officials are hoping to get the street reopened by midweek.
And 7 News' Adam Longo. Measles, once eradicated from the United States, making an unwanted comeback. Leading top administration Dr. Mehmet Oz urging Americans on the Sunday talk shows on CNN.
Take the vaccine, please. We have a solution for a problem. Not all illnesses are equally dangerous, and not all people are equally susceptible to those illnesses. But measles is one you should get your vaccine.
In our area, the Virginia Health Department warning of measles exposure from a toddler who was at Reagan National and on the Yellow Line last week. Opening arguments in a closely watched trial over social media that's accused of trying to addict children to popular platforms is underway.
Google and Meta's lawyers will argue that they've already added safeguards for children to use their platforms. We spoke to Google's lawyers who tell us that their product, YouTube, is not even a social media platform altogether. That is going to be part of their argument. Now, this all started as a 20-year-old brought on the case who alleges that Meta's Instagram and Google's YouTube knowingly designed addictive features like autoplay and infinite scroll that harmed her mental health. The parent companies of Snapchat and TikTok settled before the trial began.
The ruling could set an important precedent. And the search for 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie enters the 9th day with no suspects and an offer to pay ransom by the Guthrie family. Checking your money, Dow futures down 70, NASDAQ futures also down 70. Up next, traffic and weather on News Talk 105.9 WMA.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop it and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Whatever your goals, Americu has the right loan solutions to help you consolidate debt, financial reviews to help you budget for the present, and certificate rates that'll help you save for the future. Get started today at Americu.org/possibility.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, the used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, the used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Here is Jamie Whitten in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Overturned tractor trailer on the Beltway outer loop just after River Road. Again, it's a single left lane getting by. Traffic had been temporarily stopped to get the heavy-duty tow truck in there. But again, we are just inching along, literally inching along, at least an hour and a half coming out of Silver Spring. Outer loop from Colesville Road through the delays. 270 is jammed, and feeder roads trying to get to the Beltway there. In Potomac, River Road, heavy each direction near Stony Creek Road. That's where we have accident activity and cleanup. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Will get above freezing, albeit by just a few degrees later this afternoon. We're forecasting highs between 33 and 37 this morning, coldest morning of the week. Watch out for a few icy spots. We are tracking some milder weather tomorrow and Wednesday with highs more seasonable in the 40s. I'm 7 News meteorologist Hayden in the First Alert Weather Center.
Right now, 19 degrees in the nation's capital. I'm Barbara Britt on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
It looks like we're trying to get back to what was used to be normal America, is respect for the rule of law, our military, our law enforcement. That used to be common sense.
Normal America, and that used to be common sense. Nice to hear those quaint notions making the rounds in the media in the United States of America. Isn't that nice? Just wonderful. Normal. Common sense. What next? A very good Super Bowl Monday to you, and welcome back once again. Hey, did you see the riots in Italy? There were riots in Milan, Italy. I like to call it Milano. In Milan, Italy, and they're protesting against ICE, against Immigration and Customs Enforcement, the American federal law enforcement agency. A violent riot by lefties in Italy because the left is like monkeypox. It's a global disease, a global virus, a global infection. They like to call them sexually transmitted infections now, STIs rather than sexually transmitted diseases, STDs. The Democrat Party, but they're a global pandemic. The Democrat Party and the left. The left is here in the United States. They've been in Europe, the Red Brigades and all that for decades and decades. And now we have our own Red Brigades here, the Democrat Party. That's why we shouldn't use this red state, blue state stuff. The Reds are here. Red is here. They are the Democrat Party, and they're mad. There are also riots here, of course, in the United States because ICE or something like that. And violent mobs of Democrats. How many arrested? Dozens arrested. Scores arrested. As a matter of fact, Democrats don't know what those words mean. Dozens and scores, much too complicated. But we've got that going. Also, last night there was a big football game. You see the big football game, and the halftime show, which that was part and parcel of the NFL. Did you see the stadium had lots of rainbow patterns and rainbow insignia and things in the middle of the field? Lots of rainbow and pink gateways coming where the players come running onto the field with big hot pink framed entrances onto the field, and then the rainbows all over the place, and you get the wide shot of the stadium. A lot of bright pink lights surrounding the stadium, and between I think the second deck and the third deck, pink lights. It was the gayest Super Bowl I think ever when it comes to the decor and all of that. The motif The motif was the most rainbowy, the pinkest ever. And then, of course, the halftime show. They had a hostile, non-English speaking. He speaks English, but he chooses not to. And his English isn't that great. He's from Puerto Rico, and his name is Sad Bunny, Bad Bunny. And he sang a song, and then they had a white woman come out and sing a little bit of English. I think it was Lady Gaga. What do they call her, Gaga? What is up with that? But Lady Gaga came out. But first, really, they had Bad Bunny. They had Bad Bunny at the halftime show, and he's anti-American, very anti-American, un-American, and the just disgraceful, non-English speaking, and he's a cross-dresser. He's a man who wears ladies' clothes and goes out in public and dances around because the Democrats, because the Democrat Party, and they're waging war on our culture and on civilization and on normal, war on normal. They don't know what men are, what women are. And here's the NFL, and they've got kind of what appeared to be LGBTQ themed colors and insignia and emblem all over the stadium, and on the jerseys. Sewn onto the jerseys. Hey, look at that! It's kind of it's got a lot of pink, and it's kind of sunsetty, but maybe not. And this is the Democrat Party and Roger Goodell at the NFL, and the Washington Post, by the way, did a piece. They had somebody that wrote a piece for the Washington Post, which for the sports section, which is going out of business any minute now. I thought they fired everybody from the sports section there and gave up on the sports section because they're all cross-dressers now. But now they've introduced all this cross-dressing to NFL football and Super Bowl halftime by having Bad Bunny, who comes out. I think he didn't dress as a woman last night, but he does on occasion. He likes to dress like a lady and dance and sing in Spanish because the Democrat Party. He's anti-American, he's not speaking English, and he's a cross-dresser. And that's the Super Bowl halftime show, thanks to Roger Goodell and the NFL and to network television, because NBC is NBC after all. And we've got that going. And on top of that, the NFL, not only did they give us Bad Bunny, and then there was the alternate Kid Rock, Turning Point USA halftime show, which had some of the best numbers in the history of the internet. Is that a little Trump moment there? They but they had very, very, not really in the history of the internet, but really great numbers last night for the Kid Rock Turning Point USA alternative halftime show, because a lot of people said this anti-American, hostile to the United States, hostile to the English language, cross-dressing Democrat, not exactly my idea of the NFL theme. It's like, what's his name with the Bud Light commercials, with the cross-dressing and Dylan Mulvaney, because they love that. Now, last night there was a good Budweiser commercial, which I saw on the internet, on Al Gore's amazing internet, thanks to the Patriarch. Yeah, I saw it weeks ago. And it's a great Budweiser commercial. It was Budweiser's way of saying, we're sorry about Dylan Mulvaney. And then you go to the halftime show, and they got a cross-dresser in the halftime show because the Democrat Party is sexually confused. The entire Democrat Party, gender dysphoria and sexual confusion. And then the real problem was, not only did they have the America-hating, hostile to the English language, cross-dressing leftist who hates America as the halftime show, but the game was how was the game? It was not a very good football game. That's generous, I think. It was not the greatest Super Bowl ever. In fact, my friend Jeff texted me in the third quarter, I guess it was in the third quarter, and said, worst Super Bowl ever. Worst Super Bowl ever. And it got maybe a little bit more interesting in the fourth quarter for a minute. But when the New England Patriots finally scored a little bit, but it was not a great football game. The best part might have been the flyover before the game started. Had a nice flyover with B-1 bombers and fighter jets, and that was real nice. That was good. It was I don't want to say it was the most masculine part of the Super Bowl, but because some of the football, I was surprised how well the Seahawks played. I hadn't been watching them closely for most of the season, but they looked like a good football team last night, and New England did not look like a good football team. Then they had the cross-dressing, Spanish-speaking, hostile to America halftime show, where It was the fundamental transformation of America that Barack Obama had promised. And he cautioned us that we better learn to speak Spanish, and our kids better learn to speak Spanish, because the Democrats had every intention of opening the floodgates and making the United States unrecognizable as the United States, America as a Western English-speaking nation. The Democrat Party hostile to English-speaking nations everywhere and Western nations everywhere. They're something. So we got a bit of that for you but the Turning Point USA All-American Alternative Halftime Show draws millions of viewers to rival NFL Super Bowl. And it's good. This one's for you, Charlie. Charlie Kirk was one of the Republicans shot and killed not so long ago by a Democrat Party assassin because hostile to Christianity and Christendom and Western civilization and the United States of America. And they're hostile to normal. They're hostile to normal. They're anti-normal. So we've got that too. Also, the Democrats, they're so crazy. Again, rioting in the United States. We had a dozen scores arrested here in the United States because of their violent attacks on civilization. And it's no big deal. It's mostly peaceful on ABC and on CBS and on NBC and at the Washington Post. And it's mostly peaceful. But in reality, they're violent, and mostly peaceful, of course, means violent, because you can't be mostly peaceful. That's kind of crazy. Lee Harvey Oswald was mostly peaceful on that fateful day in 1963, but that's not important. And the Democrats, they're hostile to everything Western. I played the audio for you last week of the Lizard King, Chuck Schumer, saying that any suggestion that we should have voter ID in the United States is Jim Crow 2.0. And of course, he's the party of every Jim Crow law, the Democrat Party, the party of the bullwhip and the Jim Crow laws and the Sheriff Bull Connor and loosing the dogs and the fire hoses on civil rights. Activists,
it's working.
Marchers,
it's fucking cold.
100% of that.
It's fucking. It's frigid.
Like Orville Faubus standing in the
it's fucking cold here. Holy fuck, it's cold here.
Of course, George Wallace. And it was
I'll show you.
Blockade again. The Democrat Party is the party of every racial crime and sin in the history of the United States. And they've pretended to forget.
Went up a few degrees.
Pretend to forget.
It warmed up a little bit.
Oh, yeah, having voter ID.
It's up to -8 now.
Well, guess what? Because
it was -19.
Here's
3 hours ago.
Somalia has
sun come out.
Mandatory voter ID.
It's fucking cold.
Somalia, which is kind of like Mogadishu, Minnesota, and they have Moga Soda and Moga Annapolis. But with the people in Somalia, with voter ID, Somalia is embarrassing America over election integrity. That's right. Somalia, which is a tribal, pre-electricity, pre-literate hellhole, third world, terrorist-run hellhole, and they want their elections to be more legitimate than the Democrats want in the United States, America, Chuck Schumer and the rest of them. So I grabbed a number of stories on that today, and it's something. It should show up Democrats as the crooks that they are, but they don't learn. They're incapable of learning. Yes, they are. So we've got that. And the Olympics going on. And this was a funny one. The Washington Post and others were angry. Even Jonathan Turley was tweeting about it, and he doesn't tweet about stuff like this. But the NBC and the Washington Post and the rest, they're doing the racial breakdown of Winter Olympics national teams. Like apparently the Swedish ski team isn't racially diverse enough for people in the left-wing news media. They want it's a pretty white nation and blonde hair, and they all ski and apparently they need more black and Afghan skiers on the Swedish ski team because the news media won't be satisfied otherwise. Isn't that amazing? And the Washington Post, speaking of the Washington Post, continues to collapse. They laid off hundreds of people last week. And I don't wish them any harm, but you should have been running a good newspaper all these years, then this wouldn't have happened. But the Washington Post publisher, Will Lewis, steps down days after Jeff Bezos-owned newspaper laid off over 300 staffers. They laid off over 300 staffers. And so we got that. And then the big boss, the publisher, Will Lewis stepped down after laying all these people off. You could have stepped down before laying all those people off, and maybe you'd feel better about yourself or something like that. But and then the Democrat communist jihadi mayor of New York City. Islam is a religion built on migration. He says, yeah, migration with sword in hand and stacking up pyramids of severed heads, things like that. Yeah, occupying southern Spain for 400 years and Greece and a whole lot of places for 400 years. Then you can look at the Moors coming out of North Africa. You can look at the Ottoman Empire enslaving. But the Democrat mayor of New York, he's spreading Islam by the sword. Remarkable stuff. Mayor Mamdani invokes Prophet Muhammad's hijrah while speaking on immigration. He's in favor of all Americans leaving America and every third world gang member coming in because, also, I was poking around yesterday looking at Democrat violence, and I was reminded of another episode from a couple of years ago that had once again been lost to the sands of time because of the information dominance of the left. All of their murders and assassinations disappear in a day or two. We are at 888-630-9625. How'd you like the football game last night? You watched the Bad Bunny dance? Are we sure he wasn't cross-dressed? It's a little hard to tell. 888-630-9625.
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. Overturned tractor trailer on the Beltway, Montgomery County outer loop after River Road. A single left lane gets by. Traffic just at a standstill out of Rockville on 270. Beltway leaving Silver Spring. Feeder roads trying to get to the Beltway, especially River Road in each direction. In Potomac, crash on River Road. Eastbound is after Trevillo Road right near Stony Creek Road. Slows each way. 395 still heavy Pentagon heading into town. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Mostly sunny today with highs above freezing this afternoon. Tonight, mostly cloudy down to 20 outside the Beltway.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop it and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Thinking about continuing your education? Start with AEPP. We make it easy to find adult education programs that fit your life. Whether it's preparing for your GED, building your reading and writing skills, or discovering apprenticeship opportunities, our programs are always expanding to make sure you receive the personalized support, flexibility, and options that work for you and your future. A message from the New York State Education Department.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
It pays to book your 30A stay early with Verbo. Book early and save over $530. Verbo. Book now, relax longer. Average savings $550. Book 60 days in advance on 7+ days. Select homes only.
Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Taxes was waiting on the refund you needed yesterday.
All right, your car repair is going to run about $3,000.
Now Taxes is getting back on the road with TurboTax and Credit Karma, where you can get your refund up to 5 days faster and get personalized guidance to take every dollar further. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Deposit a federal refund into Credit Karma money account and early submission of refund data by IRS required. Terms apply. Banking services provided by MVB Bank Inc. Member FDIC. Credit Karma is not a bank.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Yeah, this is great stuff. I've got to say, the Pajamas Media has a fun story that popped over the weekend on Saturday with voter ID. Somalia is embarrassing America over election integrity. What's this? And Pajamas Media, Tim O'Brien, with a story. Here's a trivia question. Guess which third world country will have more secure elections this year than the United States? Well, if you guessed Somalia, you'd be right. And your virtual grand prize would be a virtual bowl of bananas and rice. Sure, per Nasra Ahmed. Remember Nasra Ahmed with her bananas and rice, and she had the fake bandage on her head and claimed that she was being beaten by the fascist federal police, and she should be ejected from the country by catapult into the Atlantic Ocean with a flotation device, of course. According to the Nairobi-based Kulan Post, the Kulan Post, from last September, months ago now, Somalian President Hassan Sheikh Mohammed. You think that's his real name? That sounds like a made-up name. Because, I mean, how many Hassans and Sheikhs and Mohammeds can there be? Hassan Sheikh Mohammed. That's like an alias of some kind, I think. But it's true. Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohammed said that only people with a national identification card will be recognized as citizens once the ongoing biometric ID program concludes. That biometric ID program has involved requiring citizens to register for a national ID card that Mohammed, Hassan Sheikh Mohammed, that Mohammed said would be the cornerstone of Somali belonging. He emphasized that, listen, it is through identification that one becomes Somali, not through appearance or simply speaking the Somali language or stealing billions of dollars from various welfare programs in Minnesota, although that does help make you Somali, I think. Imagine that, a country that insists not only that people assimilate to Somalia to become recognized as citizens, but one that won't grant citizenship status without the ID. And then they're going to have an election in 2026. And guess what? They require voter ID in Somalia. So Somalia is ahead of the Democrat Party, not the United States, but they're ahead of the Democrat Party.
This is the Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Your heat seems to be running a lot more than it should. Why? You might be surprised to learn it's because the insulation in your windows has failed. When that happens, your heat leaks out and the cold gets in. Talk to the pros at Window Nation and get new windows with big savings during Window Nation's Buy 4 Windows, Get 4 free sale. Plus, you could get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. Don't wait. Put an end to your window problems. Schedule a quote now at windownation.com.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. Cleanup continues on the Beltway. Overturned tractor trailer, still just the left lane gets by. It's been like this since 7 o'clock this morning. Beltway had a crawl out of Silver Spring back near Georgia Avenue, about an hour and 40 minutes. Same story on 270 out of Rockville. River Road is jammed each direction trying to get to the Beltway. Bradley Boulevard, 7 locks. Everyone picking up extra delays looking for a workaround. Rush hour still slow each direction on the freeway to get into the 3rd Street Tunnel. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Mostly sunny today with highs above freezing this afternoon. Tonight, mostly cloudy down to 20 outside the Beltway.
The winter models don't miss in the DMV. Snow, sleet, and ice are here to stay. It's Vince. Do you need a new roof? Trust Valor, where they believe a roof is not just protection, it's peace of mind. That's why right now, Valor is offering 50% off materials, plus no interest until 2027, making it easier than ever to protect what matters most. And great news, Valor is now expanding with a brand new Northern Virginia office, delivering even faster, trusted service. But what truly defines Valor is Operation Raise the Roof, giving back to those who serve. Recently, Valor provided a brand new roof for Air Force veteran Sergeant Mason Mankey, ending years of stress and worry for his family and friends. If you need a new roof, honor, respect, and trust your home to Valor. Tell them Vince sent you. Call 833-83-VALOR or visit valorhome.com.
Trust your home to Valor.
Supporting our veterans.
833-83-VALOR.
¿Estás contemplando seguir tus estudios? Empieza con AEPP. Te ayudamos a encontrar programas educativos para adultos que mejor se adapten a tu rutina. Ya sea que desees prepararte para el GED, forjar habilidades de lectura y escritura, o descubrir oportunidades mediante aprendizaje laboral. Obtén más información hoy en nysed.gov/adulted. Este es un mensaje del Departamento de Educación del Estado de Nueva York.
Whatever your goals, AmeriQ has the right loan solutions to help you consolidate debt, financial reviews to help you budget for the present, and certificate rates that'll help you save for the future. Get started today at ameriq.org/possibility.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
Chris Plant here. Tired of dating online and want to meet real people face to face? Let the professional matchmakers at It's Just Lunch help. After a confidential interview, your personal matchmaker hand selects quality matches for you. They pre-screen every date, and they'll book your reservations at the best spots in town. All you have to do is show up and be yourself. Let It's Just Lunch help you turn new beginnings into lasting connections. Call 202-466-4333 or visit itsjustlunchdc.com.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Bum, 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 bum. You know how the left is. They're violent, they're criminally insane, they're gender dysphoric, they're cross-dressers, they're, Democrats. They're Democrats. And in Italy, they've had these commies and socialists forever and ever, and the Red Brigades, and they would kidnap and murder people, and because they're communists, and they're going to make everything better after they kill everyone and steal everything, because they're the left, in case everybody's forgotten. And I think every Democrat, if they ever knew in the first place, they have forgotten since. But headlines, The Times of Israel. Pro-Palestinian groups join anti-Olympics protests in Milan. And listen to this now. What are they? They always have a list of demands, right? Demand Israel be ousted. Kind of ironic, during World War II, the Socialist Workers' Party of Adolf Hitler in Germany, they were, I think, anti-Semites, weren't they? And in Italy, they had Benito Mussolini, Il Duce, and he was the fascist leader there. He jumped over from the Socialist Party in Italy to the Fascist Party when they started taking off because he wanted to go somewhere in politics. But now in Italy, they're demanding that Israel be ousted. It's, one of the two primary fascist nations when fascism was on the goose-stepping march during World War II. And now they're demanding that Israel be ousted. Kind of ironic, in Germany, in Munich Olympics 1972, a radical Islamic terror group named Black September took over the Jewish housing complex in the Olympics there, and they murdered everybody. They tortured and murdered everybody because that's what they did. And now in Italy, the other fascist country in Europe during World War II, demanding that Israel be ousted from the Olympics. Israel should call in some airstrikes, I think, on the protesters, and that'd be a lot of fun. Participants in the Saturday rally, that means riot, whose fringes turn violent. It's all fringe. Call for release of activists arrested on suspicion of fundraising for Hamas. When Black September took the Israeli athletes at the Olympics in 1972 hostage, they demanded the release of left-wing terrorists that had been jailed in Germany and elsewhere in Europe. But organizers of demonstrations and against the Winter Olympics in the host city of Milan. Why are they protesting against the Winter Olympics? Well, because of the climate. I'm not making this up. This is true, because of the climate. But it's not because the commies were there, the lefties there. We got them here now. They sounded kind of like this. Firing fireworks at law enforcement. And if it were gunfire, you wouldn't know the difference. And it's the left. The left is a violent gang of criminals. And now we've got these European lefties here in the United States. They've always wanted to be more European. Now they are. Now they're genocidal, Jew-hating fascists, and they call everybody else fascist because they always accuse you of doing what they are doing themselves. But the organizers, demonstrators against the Winter Olympics in the host city of Milan, whose fringes turned violent, Italian media reported on Sunday. Although the protest, which took place on Saturday, mostly focused on environmental and financial impact of the Olympics, the environmental impact of the Olympics, they're skiing and snowboarding. At least one pro-Palestinian activist addressed the participants, according to the daily newspaper La Repubblica. And marchers also held placards denouncing Israel, naturally, and demanding that it be ousted from the Olympic Games in Italy because they're fascists. And isn't it ironic that they call everybody else fascist? Smaller demonstrations against Israel's participation in the Games also took place in previous days. They should be hosing them down. Bring in those the planes that they use to put out forest fires. Used to do it in California. Now they don't put out fires in California. They spread them. But the Saturday demonstration started peacefully. See, it's mostly peaceful, with an estimated 10,000 people taking to the streets of Milan on the first full day of the Olympic Games. However, toward evening, a group of around 100 protesters threw firecrackers. They were firing firecrackers and explosives, smoke bombs and bottles at police after breaking away from the main body of the rally. The main body of the rally as the thing there. Police in riot gear, as you might expect, and with shields, responded with water cannon, and that's the plural of cannon as cannon too, responded with water cannon to try to disperse the crowd, some of whose members wore hoods, but hoodies are no big deal when lefties, and scarves to cover their faces. That's only bad when law enforcement does it. When mobs of communists burning cities are doing it, then it's okay. Order was restored after a few minutes. 6 people were detained, police sources said. That's not as many as we arrested here in the United States of the lefties. And they're all in the same boat, all these people, too. The march was organized by grassroots unions, housing rights groups, left-wing terror group, social center community activists, and protesting against the housing costs. Sure, housing costs. The presence of U.S. ICE agents in Milan. Listen to this. They're protesting against ICE agents, they say, are in Milan. And the felling of hundreds of trees to build the new bobsled run in the alpine town of Cortina. They had to tear down some trees, cut down. They felled trees. They cut down trees for the bobsled run. So the environment, and you got to protest the environment. The Democrats are going to make the weather better. They're going to change the climate because of their mental illness. According to the Italian daily Corriere della Sera, and the pro-Palestinian groups, the pro-Palestinian groups joined the rally and demanded, they always have a list of demands, the release of Mohammed Hanoun, who is the president of the Palestinian Association in Italy, who was arrested in December with several other activists under suspicion of raising millions of euros for Hamas under the guise of fundraising for Palestinian civilians in Gaza. The usual stuff. Israel is a fascist and terrorist state, Hanoun's son Mohammed said. Hey, his name's Mohammed too. I noticed that's a pretty popular name. Said, addressing the crowd, that Israel is a fascist terrorist state. And then they set out to murder everyone in it because they hate the Jews and they're genocidal Jew haters. You know how that is. Several Palestinian flags could be spotted among the protesters. Naturally, the demonstration was seen as a flashpoint after a rally last weekend by the hard left in the city of Turin turned violent. It starts out violent, but that's okay. With more than 100 police officers injured and nearly 30 protesters arrested, according to an Interior Ministry rally. So, listen, they're rioting, and why are they're anti-Israel? It's the left, and the left is now, look, I mean, again, the biggest anti-Israel mob in the history of the world was, of course, Adolf Hitler's Nazi Party, which was in full the National Socialist German Workers' Party. So they were the Socialist Workers' Party of Germany, the Socialist Workers' Party. And now we have the left, and we shouldn't be surprised. And they're the genocidal Jew haters today. We always heard, well, the Nazis are right-wingers. They just call themselves the Socialist Workers' Party. And they're anti-Israel, and there was no Israel during World War II. And they're anti-Jewish, and so they're genocidal lunatics. And now the Democrat Party has joined forces with the genocidal lunatics, and it's all perfectly normal for them. And in Italy, we're seeing this kind of left-wing stuff that we've always seen. But what we didn't always see is the same thing happening in the United States, and the Democrat Party driving all of it. Isn't that amazing? Several Olympics protesters arrested after clashing with police in Italy. This is now the Fox News people. Protesters and police officers clashed in Milan, Italy, amid the start of the 2026 Winter Olympic Games. And they had to arrest dozens. But look, it's the same thing that we're seeing here, that we've seen here over and over again, because the Democrat Party is the violent leftist mob in the street that the Europeans have been dealing with for so long. And they're just, so we had riots also in the United States because Democrats and they're violent criminals. And also, the stadium, this was kind of wacky. The Washington Post was promoting more division and discord in the United States. They wrote a piece and published the piece about Colin Kaepernick, where the Super Bowl was last night. It was the same stadium where Colin Kaepernick took a knee to protest the American flag, and another anti-American multi-millionaire Democrat who, throw the ball, and then he's worth $50 million or whatever. And he complains about America because they're all mental. And the Washington Post, which I think just dissolved their sports section forever, they've got a story under the header NFL. What do we make of Colin Kaepernick now? Now, see, he's a huge hero at the Washington Post, and that's why they're going bankrupt and everybody's being fired, because they're filthy lefties. They should be in Milan firebombing synagogues or something. But the Super Bowl is being played in his former home stadium at the societal moment that echoes the issues he forced football fans to confront. So why is he out of mind? And this is the Washington Post story, and Adam Kilgore typing on behalf of the anti-American left. The most relevant figure to Super Bowl LX, I like to say LX, Super Bowl 60, the most relevant figure to Super Bowl 60 is absent from it. The game will be played in his former home stadium. The Washington Post arguing that the most relevant person in yesterday's Super Bowl was Colin Kaepernick, who doubtless wasn't even invited to the game. But the game will be played in his former home stadium, in the place where his protest made him a national lightning rod and a global symbol of anti-Americanism. And the left adopted him because, hey, he hates America, and so does the left. So they jumped in. The social issues swirling around America's largest sporting spectacle carry distinct echoes of what prompted his actions and what led to his exile. Boo-hoo. And yet, he remains outside the conversation and invisible within the confines of the NFL. Colin Kaepernick might as well be a ghost. This is the Washington Post saying the most important person in last night's Super Bowl between the Seattle Seahawks, right, and the New England Patriots was Colin Kaepernick, who took a knee at this stadium 10 years ago. This summer will bring the 10-year anniversary of the first time Kaepernick sat as the national anthem played. Francisco 49ers preseason game. He soon switched to a kneeling position out of respect for military members. That's what it is. It's his profound respect for the military, I think, is what it's all about. He soon switched kneeling out of respect for military members. The image of Kaepernick on a knee became a worldwide emblem of outrage over police violence and racial injustice. There is no police violence except on people that are attacking the police. But never mind that. As for unarmed black men, more people are struck by lightning and killed in the United States than there are unarmed black men killed by police every year. But never mind that. And that's unarmed. They may still be brutally attacking and violently attacking, but never mind all that. So, yeah, the Washington Post wants you to know that the most important person in yesterday's Super Bowl was Colin Kaepernick, because it was at that stadium that he took a knee. And that's the Washington Post. And let me just say, Washington Post, that's why you're firing everybody and going bankrupt, because you have no credibility. You're a left-wing clown car, And in fact, the whole stadium last night looked like a clown car with all the multicolored pink and rainbow things all over the place. My best girl and I, we were at a party at a friend's house for the first half of the game, and we did stay for the halftime thing. And then we left and came home for the second half of the game. And my best girl at one point, third quarter, I think, panning, shot at the stadium and said, the stadium actually looks like a clown car. All the colors are silly, and it looks like a clown car. All right, and Michael, with that said, let's go to the telephones. Let's go to Sammy, calling from Memphis, Tennessee. Sammy, you are on the Chris Plant Show.
Hey, Chris, great show. Love listening to you every single morning, my friend.
Thank you, Sammy.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, do you think that, I wonder why no reporter has ever asked Chuck Schumer, is he required to show an ID when he votes at his voting location? Why has no one asked him that?
Well, that would be a part of the conversation, and they need to crush the conversation so that the conversation is not had. That's what information dominance is all about. Now, you might find a reporter from one or two organizations, from Newsmax or Fox News or the Washington Times, that might ask the question. But Schumer doesn't take questions from people with those news organizations.
Oh, of course, you're right. I have one other thing to mention, if that's okay.
Of course.
A few weeks ago, when the police chief of Philadelphia came out with an absolutely illiterate statement regarding ICE and all the other problems that we're having here. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, according to her comments, I would have to say that she was a graduate of the Al Sharpton School of Much Diction.
Being literate is, we don't put a premium on being crafty with the English language when you're a Democrat, and especially if you're not an Anglo-European. But what was the lady's name again, Michael? Because Rochelle Bilal. The police chief, and remember, Joe Biden said Barack Obama was the first mainstream black guy to come along who's articulate.
We stand here today with all those who stand against the made-up fake, what you can call ICE, professional law enforcement. I don't call them none of that. I call them made-up fake wannabe law enforcement. Because what they do is against not only legal law, but the moral law.
Legal law, not only legal law, Sammy, but the moral law.
Truly a product of the Al Sharpton School of Much Diction, sir.
That is a fact. And I got to, I don't know how many centuries this is going to take, but I'd like to, if you get a hold senior office in the United States of America, maybe you should be a little better than that. And that's pretty embarrassing. I've got to say, and we see it all over the place, and they're all Democrats, of course. Pretty ridiculous stuff. Yeah. And ICE, whatever they are, you're fired, lady.
But resist, we must, and we will much about that be committed.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
WMAL traffic from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. Slight change with the overturned tractor trailer cleanup out of it just after River Road. It's now 2 left lanes get by. So we'll take anything we can get. So now instead of 1, 2 lanes, still jammed out of Rockville and 270, and the Beltway delays begin at Connecticut Avenue and just inching along River Road, jammed each direction. Bradley Boulevard and 7 Locks Road have picked up bailout traffic, not because of the tractor trailer, but Clara Barton Parkway is jammed each direction getting to the Beltway. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Mostly sunny today with highs above freezing this afternoon. Tonight, mostly cloudy, down to 20 outside the Beltway.
The jackpots continue to soar. Go to any New York Lottery retailer today for your chance to win the Powerball jackpot, over $50 million. Or play for your chance to win the Mega Millions jackpot, over $100 million. Please play responsibly.
With great savings rates and debt solutions to help you refocus your finances, the new year is full of possibility with America Credit Union. Whatever your goals, AmeriQ has the right loan solutions to help you consolidate past debt, financial reviews to help you budget for the present, and certificate rates that will help you save for the future. Possibility starts here with AmeriQ Credit Union. Get started today at ameriq.org/possibility.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader and out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
All right, class, tell me about your weekend. Leo?
Well, my sister wanted to go camping, so my parents took us in our new Nissan Pathfinder through a mountain trail.
Thank you, Leo.
No, it's not over yet. My brother wanted to explore some caves, so we drove up a bunch of steep hills, and then we...
With its V6 engine and 9-speed automatic transmission, the Nissan Pathfinder can power your adventure. That's why J.D. Power ranks Nissan #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands. The new V6-powered Nissan Pathfinder. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Central Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details. Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
No, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely, and parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Try Greenlight risk-free today at greenlight.com/try now.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader and out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
WMAL, making sense of education, because what's happening in your kid's school matters. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Yes. Lots of ridiculous left-wing headlines like MAGA loses it. Not true. Over Bad Bunny halftime show. Not true. Quote, support for ICE just went up. Well, I think that's probably true, actually, but you guys are clueless, have no situational awareness whatsoever. You're terrible at being human beings. The left-wing radicals at Mediaite with MAGA loses it over Bad Bunny halftime show. Support for ICE just went up in quotation marks. And left-wing radicals, extremists at Mediaite, terrorists, fascists. I know, it's just the language, it's the lexicon that's in play. Conservatives on Sunday voiced their outrage in response to Puerto Rican artist Bad Bunny and his performance during the Super Bowl halftime show. Their performance, which was done entirely in Spanish, that's Espanol, included countless homages to Puerto Rican culture, including Bugs Bunny. When Bad Bunny was first announced as the halftime show act, he joked that NFL fans had ample time to learn the language. See, we could all learn Spanish. That's what Barack Obama told us to do, isn't it? We should all learn Spanish.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 10. Good morning. I'm Barbara Britt. Redistricting efforts are underway in both Maryland and Virginia, where newly proposed congressional districts in the Commonwealth would give Democrats the edge in 10 of 11 congressional maps, raising questions.
Even though they are not going to take up the issue of fairness, is that going to sit in the mind of any judge who's looking at this on the Supreme Court of Virginia, that, this just seems overwhelming 10-1.
Political analyst Dr. Bob Holsworth on the map makeup giving Democrats a majority in 10 of the 11 districts. He also asks,
how will the voters respond who have to approve this?
And as for potential pitfalls for the Democrats, there are several, and time will tell, including...
In terms of citizens, it's going to make it more difficult for people to understand necessarily who their representative is, perhaps.
Scotland on WMAL and WMAL.com.
The clock is ticking as Arizona police continue their investigation at the home of Nancy Guthrie, who's believed abducted last week.
Agents were on scene, though, earlier and appeared to be focusing on some sort of storm drain, perhaps a septic tank. We don't know exactly what that is that they're looking at, probably a stormwater drain, we believe. And they were poking down into it. We don't know what they were looking for, whether it was an item of evidence or whether they were taking samples from down in there.
That's Fox's Jonathan Hunt. An apparent ransom note demands payment in Bitcoin with another deadline looming. President Trump says he's very proud of the economy during an interview with NBC Sunday.
The president is starting to fight these sagging poll numbers over the economy. Overwhelmingly, registered voters in the latest Fox News poll say they want the president to focus on the economy and jobs, with inflation and prices close behind. Gas prices have come down, all types of gas down 3.4% over the past 12 months. The price of eggs down about 21% in that time. But beef and veal have jumped 16.5% over the past year, and coffee's up about 20%. So there are areas that Americans want to see movement. Democrats are merely saying that the president has not brought enough prices down for the American people.
That's Fox Business' Edward Lawrence. Gas prices have fallen a few pennies, but your home heating oil or natural gas to keep your house toasty, that's a different story.
When the cold weather hits, it can be very impactful to diesel and home heating oil prices because consumption goes through the roof. That's what we've seen in the last week, along with record-setting or at least near record-setting increases in natural gas prices, because also natural gas being used to heat homes.
That's Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy. Seattle celebrating the Super Bowl victory over the Patriots, while in Milan, the thrill of victory for the U.S. figure skating team with gold, helped by quad god and Vienna, Virginia native Ilya Malinin, while skiing legend Lindsey Vonn hit her hopes for Olympic gold end in agony.
The Italian hospital did confirm that she did undergo surgery to stabilize a fracture in her left leg. 13 seconds into her run, 41-year-old Lindsey Vonn caught her right arm in that gate, which then twisted her body, leaving her violently tumbling down the course. When she came to a stop, she could be heard screaming in agony. She was then flown by helicopter off of the mountain.
That's Fox's Stephanie Bennett. Checking your money, the Dow is down 155, NASDAQ up 2.3%, not percent, 2.3. Up next, traffic and weather on News Talk 105.9 WMA.
Whatever your goals, AmeriQ has the right loan solutions to help you consolidate debt, financial reviews to help you budget for the present, and certificate rates that'll help you save for the future. Get started today at AmeriQ.org/possibility.
You know the DC market. You know that business owners here don't just want ads, they want results. WMAL is hiring a senior digital marketing sales executive. This isn't just a sales job, it's a seat at the table with the region's top decision makers. WMAL is looking for a strategic marketer who has it all. Big ideas, great relationships, digital marketing experience, from creative ideation to final execution. You'll lead the way with a world-class team behind you. If you're a high performer ready to drive the digital future, we want you. Apply now at cumulusmedia.com. Cumulus Media is an equal opportunity employer.
Thinking about continuing your education? Start with AEPP. We make it easy to find adult education programs that fit your life. Whether it's preparing for your GED, building your reading and writing skills, or discovering apprenticeship opportunities, our programs are always expanding to make sure you receive the personalized support, flexibility, and options that work for you and your future. Learn more today at nysed.gov/adulted. A message from the New York State Education Department.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy Truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
Steve Hirshhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
There's a little bit more room to get by the overturned tractor trailer on the outer loop after the Cabochon Parkway. 2 left lanes are squeezing by now, but it's still very slow from Connecticut Avenue on the outer loop. 270 southbound is still very heavy, so from 28 down to the lane divide, and then that delay continues very slow from the lane divide to join that heavy traffic on the outer loop trying to get past that incident. Alexandria on the inner loop, local lanes, the ramp to Route 1 is closed for construction. Delays from the Wilson Bridge. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com for WMAL. Watch 7 forecast.
Mostly sunny today. Highs breaking the freezing mark near 38 degrees. Right now, 24 in Washington. I'm Barbara Britt on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
Instead of worrying about whether immigrants can learn English, they'll learn English. You need to make sure your child can speak Spanish.
Ah, yes, so you'll understand the halftime show at the Super Bowl. Because the Democrats are fundamentally transforming the United States of America into something unrecognizable as the United States of America. We're becoming a third world country with a first world economy. And elections, first world elections. You got to have voter ID, though, for first world elections. Even so much of the third world has voter ID, but the Democrat Party, they're against voter ID because they like stealing everything. You know, they are thieves. So last night, the halftime show was very, very exciting. Not in English. Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio was the performer. Who? Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio. Ocasio-Cortez. It is the same Ocasio. Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio. That is known, that person known as Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny. He's got a real name, and it's not Bad Bunny. Can you believe that? His real name isn't Bad Bunny. How crazy is that? That is nuts. Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, Bad Bunny. He lit up the Super Bowl 60, with a tribute to what do they call it? Reggaeton, Puerto Rican culture. Sure, because that reggae, that's so good. You know, reggae, you know that reggae music. I love that song. I love that song, that reggae song. Oh, wait, there's more than one? There's more than one reggae song? I can't believe that. That is hard to believe, isn't it? So that's what you had, Bad Bunny, and it was not so good, but it was definitely not in English. That's for sure. Not in English all the way. Isn't that great? And the Democrats there, that's just kind of who they are. There's great stuff. There's who put this out? Common Sense on Facebook. Common Sense on Facebook. The Democrat Party summed up thusly. tonight we'll go to the Nobody is Above the Law protest. We're going to the Nobody is Above the Law protest tonight. Tomorrow we go to the Protect People That Are Here by Breaking the Law protest. That's true, because you got to be pro-illegal aliens, pro-Venezuelan gang members, and pro-Mexican drug cartels and all that stuff. But today they're very angry because nobody's above the law. And I think they're talking about some Republican or something. And then tomorrow, every illegal alien on the planet will be welcomed into the country illegally by the Democrat Party. And they'll go to the Everybody is Above the Law protest after last night's Nobody is Above the Law protest. After that, we'll go to the ICE needs to show their identity protest, right? And then later on in the day, they'll then go on to the you don't need an identity to vote protest, because the Democrat Party, were it not for double standards, liberals would have no standards at all. And they continue to prove that on a daily basis. But pretty good stuff. Tonight we go to the Nobody is Above the Law protest. Tomorrow we go to the Protect People That Are Here by Breaking the Law protest. After that, we go to the ICE needs to show their identity protest, followed by the nobody needs to show their identity to vote protest, because their brains are broken brains, not good people, not good neighbors. Now we have this whole voter thing has become voter ID, because President Trump is advancing an effort to require voter ID. And the Democrats are having flashbacks to when they were, cracking the bullwhip and driving slaves on their plantations, as the Democrat Party was the party of Jefferson Davis and the Confederate States of America and all that. But President Trump has made comment about this, and they've got, believe it or not, there's an act in Congress that would make it law that you got to show ID. And by the way, you got to show ID to vote in South Africa. You have to show ID to vote in Somalia. But Democrats insist that would be racist to require ID to vote here, because black people can't get IDs here, only in South Africa and Somalia and everywhere else in the world, but not in the most advanced nation in the world, President Trump.
What's one thing you can do really to help Americans find common ground?
Well, we're working on the Save America Act, which is going to secure up a lot of things, but
no, kiddos.
I think
no,
would like to do it.
No, start your own panel. I'm listening to this.
You ask Democrats, it's polling at 82% with Democrats. I'm not talking about Democrat politicians. I'm talking about Democrats. We have to do something about our voting.
We have to do something about our voting, President Trump. And that was Tom Yamas of NBC Fake News. He's pretending to be ethnic, and it's what can you do? These are all designed to be ambush questions for President Trump. Of course, he did the interview with NBC because NBC had the Super Bowl. President Trump did not attend the Super Bowl, but he did do the interview with NBC, which is a front group for the Democrat Party, and all that. Now, last week on MS-13 DNC, they had this show called Morning Joke. And nobody watches it, but Morning Joke is on TV, and they pay them millions and millions of dollars a year. Morning Joke last week with Jonathan Lemire, and they had their friend, the Lizard King, on, Chuck Schumer. And Chuck Schumer said, hey, the SAVE Act. President Trump is talking about the SAVE Act. It's an acronym, of course, the SAVE Act, SAVE Act. And the Democrats are against saving America. They're against voter ID because they're so racist that their soft bigotry of low expectations leads them to believe that no minority person is capable of getting a photo ID in the 21st century. Every homeless person in Washington has IDs and iPhones and Venmo accounts and everything else. Here's Morning Joke with the Lizard King, Chuck Schumer.
So, Leader Schumer, this talk about election security has revived discussions of the SAVE Act, which you have said you oppose. Proponents of it say that it's, to have ID, you have to prove U.S. citizenship to be able to vote. Polling does suggest, there's a new Pew Research poll, that 95% of Republicans, but also 71% of Democrats like this idea. So why do you not?
It's Jim Crow 2.0.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I called it Jim Crow 2.0, and the right wing went nuts
No, they didn't.
all over the internet. That's because they know it's true.
No, they didn't. No, it isn't. What a clown. The guy is a scaly liar. The guy lies. I'm sorry, 95% of Republicans and 71% of Democrats. You can't get 71% of Democrats to say that night follows day. They don't agree on anything. But when it comes to voter ID, even 71%, they wouldn't say life is good. So you couldn't get 71% of Democrats to say life is good. You literally couldn't. And Jim Crow 2.0, every single Jim Crow law ever was a Democrat Party law. But that's not the follow-up to the, as Republicans put an end to Jim Crow laws, Republicans put an end to slavery. Democrats fought the Civil War to keep slavery. Chuck Schumer, he's the lizard king.
This is vicious and nasty. And I said to our Republican colleagues, it will not pass the Senate. You will not get a single Democratic vote in the Senate. We're not reviving Jim Crow all over the country. And when the American people hear what exactly it is doing and what its intent is doing, they're going to be against it as well.
That's a lie. He's a lion, Sacagawea, a scaly lizard-like, the liar king. Isn't he amazing? Yesterday on CNN, they had Dana Bash. Dana Bash's now ex-husband, Jeremy Bash, was an official in the Obama administration, Obama campaign, and then Obama administration. He pretended for a minute to be an intelligence official. He wasn't. He was just a campaign person for the Democrats. And remarkable. And then he was one of the felonious 51 that lied about, ran an information operation against the American people on the lead up to Election Day. Lying that Hunter Biden's laptop had all the earmarks of Russian disinformation, when it was in fact the John Brennan Democrat felonious 51 that were running a Soviet-style information operation against the United States and American voters. But yesterday, Dana Bash was on with the communist jihadi, Hakeem Jeffries, raised by his virulent anti-Semite college professor, Uncle Leonard Jeffries, Professor Leonard Jeffries, who hates the Jews and wants to wipe Israel off the map from the river to the sea. Here's Dana Bash and Hakeem Jeffries, because voter ID is racist.
Requiring basic ID in order to vote is really popular. A Pew poll from a few months ago showed 83% of Americans, including 71% of your fellow Democrats, support requiring an ID to vote. Why are they wrong?
I haven't said that they're wrong. We know that
he hasn't said they're wrong.
Are the ones who are empowered to conduct elections, and every state should be allowed to decide best way to proceed. And here in New York, there are in fact voter identification requirements. The question is that what Republicans are trying to do is to engage in clear and blatant voter suppression. They know that if there's a free and fair election in November, they're going to lose.
See, the Democrats were making the same arguments in Mississippi and Alabama during the civil rights movement, that the states get to decide. And states' right, this is how they started the first American Civil War. And now the Democrat Party may be in the midst of egging on, inciting, setting fire to the second American Civil War, because once again, it's states, and we get to decide what Jim Crow laws we implement, because they're the guys that said the same things in the 1950s and the 1960s. Well, states' rights, and we get to decide. And we got the attack dogs, the German shepherds and the fire hoses, and we're going to block you from going across the Edmund Pettus Bridge, and we're going to do that. And also you notice that they had different numbers than MSDNC had when it comes to and maybe different polls, but the Pew poll, she says 83% of Americans are for voter ID. MSDNC, they said 95% of Republicans and 71% of Democrats, but the 71% of Democrats agree. You couldn't get them to agree to vanilla ice cream, but 71% of Democrats agree that voter ID is right. Dana Bash say, hey, wait a minute, you idiots just stole every seat in Virginia, governor's mansion. They got the attorney general who wants to shoot the Republican in the head twice and kill him and kill his children. And then the Democrats elected him the chief law enforcement officer in Virginia. Here's Dana Besh.
Virginia is a good example. They have a requirement to show your ID, and Democrats won very, very handily across the way. So why not maybe even just take that off the table and say, okay, maybe not a passport or birth certificate, but show ID.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, every state is empowered to be able to make the decision on their own, and we completely and totally support that.
George
what Donald
Wallace
Trump wants to do is try to nationalize the election. Translation, steal it. And we're not going to let it happen.
That's our job, to steal the elections. That's what we've been doing forever and ever. Representative Ilhan Omar is a jihadi and anti-American, and were it not for the United States, black scorpions would be crawling across her sun-bleached bones in the windswept sands of Somalia, where, by the way, they have voter ID. They have a voter ID requirement in Somalia. They have voter ID requirement in South Africa. You people are mental. Here's Ilhan Omar.
The SAFE Act to make sure effectively, if you are a woman, you are married, you changed your name, and it doesn't match what is on your birth certificate, you are not going to be able to vote.
That's right.
If you are disabled and you can't physically get to an office to register, you are no longer going to be able to register online. This is not about creating election integrity.
This is not about, and this, again, she is a Somali terrorist who is part of that cabal that stole how many billions of dollars in Minnesota alone. And they're quite insistent that we couldn't possibly have voter ID. You know, Nelson Mandela campaigned in favor of voter ID in South Africa. In Somalia, they have implemented voter ID requirements in Somalia. And the Democrats have adopted these Somali tribals, their norms, the Ilhan Omars of the world, because they want us to be a third world beep-hole country. That's their plan. And Barack Obama told us to learn Spanish. Ilhan Omar is telling us to join Al-Shabaab or something. It's not just a chicken dish with rice. It's also a radical Islamic terror group. The Democrat Party, yeah, it's Jim Crow 2.0. You guys are Jim Crow. That is a statement of fact. Everything Hakeem Jeffries said was a lie. Everything the Lizard King Chuck Schumer said was also a lie. They're on the same page. Okay, that's the Democrat leader in the Senate, the Democrat leader in the House. I don't think they're good people.
There's only one Chris Platt. The Chris Platt Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
Living with idiopathic hypersomnia, or IH, means more than excessive daytime sleepiness. That's why it's important to find an expert, a sleep specialist. Just like you wouldn't ask a rock legend to compose a symphony.
Needs more reverb.
Or hire a landlord instead of a plumber. When it comes to IH, the right expert is a sleep specialist, someone who understands sleep disorders and can help find a treatment plan for you. Visit findasleepspecialist.com to learn more. That's findasleepspecialist.com.
Tu camino hacia la educación para adultos empieza con AETP. Te ayudamos a encontrar los programas que mejor se adapten a tu rutina. Saber más en nyset.gov/adulted. Este es un mensaje del Departamento de Educación del Estado de Nueva York.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe.
And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC, cleaning, and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, the used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy Truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, the used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
Whatever your goals, AmeriQ has the right loan solutions to help you consolidate debt, financial reviews to help you budget for the present, and certificate rates that'll help you save for the future. Get started today at ameriq.org/possibility.
Health surprises can change your life in an instant. You've seen it happen to others, but it doesn't have to be your story. At Princeton Longevity Center, we customize actionable and proactive health plans to maximize your lifespan and take control of your health. Our Cancer Check program combines cutting-edge technology with top medical expertise to keep you ahead of potential risks. With advanced full-body imaging, genetic testing, and multi-cancer detection blood tests, we look for even the earliest signs of problems. Results are analyzed by expert physicians who craft a personalized plan to safeguard your future. You're not just a patient, you're a partner in your health journey, backed by a team committed to helping you live longer, healthier, and more vibrantly. Our programs have saved hundreds of lives and empowered countless others to take control of their health. Be proactive with your health for the ultimate peace of mind. Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com.
Org.
WMAL, making sense of the forecast, because you never know what Mother Nature has in store. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Yeah!
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of news.
European starlings are fucking. They breed too fast.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Take on the tough classes now. You need them to prepare for college. Find out which classes you need at knowhowtogo.org.
Brought to you by the American Council on Education, Lumina Foundation for Education, and the Ad Council.
Dear John, uncontrolled high blood pressure is serious, and I can quit whenever I want. But when I quit, you quit. Sincerely, your heart.
To get your high blood pressure to a healthy range, visit heart.org/blood pressure. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
WMAL, making sense of the roads, because traffic doesn't always follow the pattern. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Here in New York, there are in fact voter identification requirements. The question is that what Republicans are trying to do is to engage in clear and blatant voter suppression.
That's not actually a question. That they don't know what the words mean. Hakeem Jeffries, radical, Jew-hating, anti-Semite, savage Democrat, typical, and the Democrat leader in the House of Representatives. Let's, and everything he says is a lie. Let's go to the phones, Michael. Let's go to Neil. Let's go to the great Neil, calling from Brooklyn, New York. Neilio, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hey, good morning, Chris.
Hey, Neil.
Good morning to your audience. Happy New Year.
Thank
I didn't get a chance to say that. Hakeem Jeffries is lying out of both sides of his mouth. He said in that clip that, well, in fact, in New York, we have voter ID requirements. I've been voting in this state my entire life in person, and there's no such need to show ID to vote. In fact, if you whip out your ID and try to show them up at the polling site, they'll become very upset because other people are looking around, and they might, those people might expect that there's ID requirements, but there are none. There's a little electronic signature thing that they have at the polling site where you can sign it or not, and then they compare it to past signatures. But they have no expertise to compare that on the spot, and they wouldn't even think of doing that. So he's lying that there's any kind of ID here.
Well, why am I not surprised by that, Neil?
Because it's Hakeem Jeffries, and that's all he knows how to do.
Honestly, and they just lie about, and Schumer is lying about everything, and that's, Jim Crow, and then there's not a reporter in the country that will say, well, Senator, every Jim Crow law was a Democrat-created Jim Crow law by Democrats like you, and now the soft bigotry of low expectations. You're saying that black people, don't have IDs as a rule, and then with lunatic jihadi, women might get married, and then they'll never figure out how to vote again because, first of all, most women, I don't think, change their names when they get married anymore, although I think that's trending back. And the Democrat Party, they lie about everything, Neil, and underlying all of this is the desire to, let's just say, win elections, but what we mean is steal elections, right, Neil?
If the Republicans had the two brain cells to rub together and some gumption, they would play this issue as a very pro African American type of thing, because it's the apportionment that downplays the representation of blacks who are citizens to this country.
And that's
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 10:30. Good morning. I'm Barbara Britt. Ghislaine Maxwell expected to plead the fifth, facing questions today from the House Oversight Committee. The testimony comes as members of Congress will be able to see unredacted versions of the Epstein files. Epstein survivors also posting a video today calling for more transparency. A landmark trial getting underway in California as the world's largest social media platforms face lawsuits to hold platforms accountable for harms to children. A new deadline in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. It's the search for the 84-year-old enters a ninth day. Her possible abductors demanding $6 million by 5 p.m. today. WMAL traffic and weather next.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
It's Steve Hirshhorn in the Habib Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Out of the loop at the Beltway, Montgomery County, the overturned tractor trailer still in the roadway after River Road for the Cabin John Parkway. 2 left lanes get by now, but it's extremely slow from 355 to get past the scene. Also causing delays on 270 southbound from Falls Road down to the lane divide, then down to 270 spur to the slow traffic on the outer loop. It's also causing delays on River Road, Bradley Boulevard, 7 Locks Road, and MacArthur Boulevard, all very, very heavy and slow as alternates. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMA Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Another day of melting snow. Temperatures in the 30s this afternoon. We're milder tomorrow, mid-40s to lower 50s, with mostly sunny skies, 45 to 50 on Wednesday. I'm 7 News meteorologist Steve Rudin, the First Alert Weather Center.
We're up to 26 degrees in Washington. I'm Barbara Britt on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Breakfast burritos for the morning brainstorm. Easy Cater. Paninis for the lunch and learn. Easy Cater. Barbecue for the clients from Boston. Easy Cater. Brownie boxes and mini bundt cakes for Brenda's work-anniversary. Easy Cater. One simple platform to feed any size group with food they love from favorite restaurants, plus tools to help you meet dietary needs and stay on budget. Easy Cater. All the food for your workplace, all in one place. Start an order at easycater.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Ah, the Florida coast. Verbo has over 57,000 exclusive vacation homes on the Florida coast. That's 57,000 vacation homes Airbnb wishes they had. Make it a Verbo for your next Florida coast trip.
WMAL, making sense of social media because big tech can't be trusted. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Oh, hey, we're back. Yes, we are. Those rascally Democrats, they just want to steal everything. They're not liberals. They're the left. They're not on our side. They don't speak English. I haven't even gotten any of the Bad Bunny from the Uber Bowl last night. Not in English. Hostile to the English-speaking world. And then he named every country from the southern tip of South America, where you'll find Tierra del Fuego, and southern tip of Argentina, and then Chile. And where do you hear this Bad Bunny stuff? But boy, oh boy, these Democrats. Yes, sir. Now let's get back to the. Where'd you say, Michael? The yeah. Let's right. Okay, that's right. That's where we've got a bunch of audio. But let me hit pause because my best girl and I, we did something over the weekend, and I want to share with you. And I see that Dee Dee calling from Haymarket is calling in about the same thing. So let's go to Dee Dee calling from Haymarket, Virginia. Dee Dee, hi. You're on the Chris Pine Show.
How are you, Chris?
Couldn't be
Love
better.
your show. Thanks for taking my call.
You betcha.
We went to see Melania yesterday. We didn't watch the Super Bowl. Who wants to watch that crap? So we didn't.
Very good.
Well, neither one of the teams, none of our favorite football teams got in. They didn't qualify for the Super Bowl, so we didn't care about the two that were playing, and so we decided to go see Melania.
Good for you. You're not alone. Now, my best girl and I, we went and saw Melania at the movie theater on Saturday afternoon.
Oh, okay.
And in Georgetown. And let me before I just get out of your way, we went down to Georgetown. We drove to Georgetown and we parked in the underground thing and went to see the movie. And it was a nice theater with reclining seats, electric reclining seats. And there were us, the two of us, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There were 5 other people in the theater.
Yeah, there were 8 other people in the theater when we went, and we had those nice reclining electric seats too.
Is that right? Nice.
Yeah, they are nice. They're comfortable.
Uh-huh.
We enjoyed them. We enjoyed it. It was very well done, and it gives you a little insight into her. What fascinated me was, I thought she was going to be wearing a lot of jewelry, big earrings, a lot of rings, but she doesn't. She has that very understated elegance, and she is class all the way.
She really is, and it is. You're right. It's a wonderful documentary, and she's very low key and mellow and contained. And you're right, not flamboyant. And and she knows what she wants. And she, being an old model, they had her being fitted for clothing and for her outfit for Inauguration Day. It's basically, the documentary film is basically 20 days leading up to Inauguration Day, spending time with Melania Trump. And of course, President Trump is in and out, is in between his terms as president, but leading up to his second inauguration. And the interactions between Melania Trump and President Trump, I think, were a lot of fun. And
I think they were too, and I really enjoyed her favorite song is Billie Jean with Michael Jackson.
She's in the back of the limo and mouthing.
Singing it, yeah, right.
Yeah, who's your?
He asked her if she knew the words, and she started singing it. I mean, it was just, she's so gracious. She reminded me a lot of Jackie Kennedy. She was very gracious, and she's very polite and extremely well-mannered, and she's just a class act. And people,
the color
she's
of
so
your skin
beautiful.
does not determine
And
your
her
race.
face could be on so many magazines, and they put all these, who knows,
right,
where they're getting the stuff they put on magazines.
Yeah.
But it was very enjoyable. We really thoroughly enjoyed it. It was just really nicely made.
I agree. I agree completely. And yeah, we were a little slow getting to it just because we're too busy all the time, and we really haven't had time to get to it until this weekend. But as soon as we could, on Saturday, we got to it, and we did go to a Super Bowl party yesterday. So, but I love the fact that you said, the teams don't interest me, the Super Bowl and Bad Bunny and all this. You know,
No. I do not watch entertainment on the Super Bowl halftime when it features pond scum that I wouldn't even look at anyway. So nor would I listen to, you know. So
right.
They made a bad choice as far as I was concerned. And so we did something else. It was a whole lot more entertaining, and it was just the truth. And it really gave you an insight into this woman's personality and how she is. And we just love her. I just love her. I just would like to have him have 4 more terms, just so we can have both of them still in the White House. But I know it won't work that way.
but you're absolutely right. She is, and the comparisons to Jackie Kennedy are entirely appropriate as well. She was a beautiful woman, a sophisticated woman. She was calm, cool, and collected. She had style, and that's not true of every first lady, certainly.
Oh no, not at all.
We've had some good ones, but Big Mike, who is Michelle Obama, who was on she adorned the cover of every magazine there was.
I know.
Again and again and again. And literally, Melania Trump has not appeared on the cover of a single U.S. magazine.
I know, and that's so sad. I don't know what's wrong with these people, you know.
Yes,
I don't know what's wrong with anything anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
it's gone the way of, I don't care. Like you said, it's a third world country, out here now. So anyway,
it's
thank you.
it's the left, Dee Dee. I mean, they're not liberals. They're the left. Now, where are you from originally?
Richmond, Virginia. Well, Henrico County, but Richmond. And I'm when the White Witch got elected down there in Richmond this time, it just made me sick on my stomach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's where I'm from. I've been that's where I was born, and I lived there till 1977, and then I moved up to the Northern Virginia area.
Yeah.
And,
Well, you did the right
I have
thing.
family down there, and it's really my home. Well, it was my home until they took all the statues and took them off, and now it looks like a third world country. It was the most beautiful avenue. Monument Avenue was the most beautiful avenue in the South, and now it looks like a third world country. So I don't go down there much anymore.
They're the Taliban. They, the Taliban blew up the old Buddhist sculptures and ancient sculptures, and the left goes around blowing up our history. And maybe ironically, Dee Dee, is the fact that all of the statues they took down on Monument Avenue, they're Democrats, and the Democrats tore them down because they're eliminating their own history. When Nancy Pelosi announced and decided they were going to start taking down statues in the Capitol and paintings, portraits of men from years gone by from the Capitol, the Washington Post ignored the fact that they were all taken down because Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats said they're racist. They have a racist history. And every single one that they took down was of a Democrat. And the Washington Post never mentioned that once. And that's why they just fired 300 people last week. And, reason number 2,841 why 300 people were fired from the Washington Post last week, because they forgot to mention that every single racist portrait and sculpture they took down in the Capitol was a Democrat, because they don't cover the news, they cover it up.
That's right. They do. They do.
Hmm.
And it's sad. It's really sad. I learned all this history. I was taught it. I learned it very well. And of course, I've got family history. And you always talk about the Democrats. And, my family they were not Democrats, but my family grew up and came from the South. But we didn't have any slaves. We were too poor. We were farmers. We didn't have slaves. We had to do our own stuff. But I did have a lot of my ancestors that fought in the Civil War.
Yeah.
And we're very proud of that. And it's history.
That's right.
It's history. And you need to learn where you came from, and you need to learn about what happened before you got here, so you'll know how to proceed in the future. And if you don't, you're kind of screwed.
And not destroy it and burn it down and deny it and hide it.
That's right. That's right.
Like
Sandberger has already said, she said the rest of the statues need to come down, and the ones over in the Trigger Ironworks need to be melted down. And I said, oh, lady, you need to get out of that governor's mansion and fast.
They're the Soviet Union. They're somewhere between the Taliban and the Soviet Union. They're the left, and there has never been a more destructive force loose on planet Earth in the history of the world than the left. And the left starting with the 1917 Bolshevik Revolution in St. Petersburg, and going forward, nobody's murdered more people, nobody's destroyed more and stolen more than the left. And we're watching them riot in Minnesota. We're watching them riot in Italy. They finally joined the Democrat Party as the global left and the global movement to destroy capitalism and liberty and freedom. And the Democrat Party is now part of that operation.
Yeah, they are. And it scares you. It's really scary. It's very, very scary to me. I see it on TV. I watch Newsmax. That's the only channel I ever watch is Newsmax. And I listen to WMAL. It's the only one. I listen to from Larry O'Connell all the way through to Mark Levin. I never turn off my radio.
That is great.
And y'all people are great. But, it's scary. It's very scary because I don't know what kind of a world my grandchildren are going to have. I just don't know.
That's right. That's right. Well, and you obviously do well in consuming your news sources, because I can tell you're calm and level-headed and happy.
Yes, I am.
And that's good.
I'm a good, happy Catholic, conservative Republican.
That is
wonderful. And all that kind of good stuff.
What's better than that?
That's nothing better than that. And I'm married to one just like me. So
that is wonderful.
We're two very happy people living here in Haymarket. We don't live right in the town. We live out. And as I'm talking to you, I'm watching the deer in the backyard. We live in a wooded area in a log home we built ourselves, and it's great. We're just great.
Deer in the yard, huh?
Yep.
All right, get the rifle. We'll wait here.
Oh no. They're beautiful.
Yes,
they're
they are.
Animals, and they stay here a lot because they know that this area is safe for them because they don't hunt them right here.
Yeah, that's right. That's great.
We hunt them with a camera. I'm a photographer. I'm a wedding lifestyle photographer, so I'm hunting with a camera.
Wow, that's wonderful. That is great.
So they give me a lot of opportunities to take wonderful, wonderful pictures. We have all the wildlife. Black bear, we have big black bear here too. They get up on the deck sometimes and stick their nose on the window, leading into the kitchen, and I go, you don't belong here. Get.
Wow. And they go away. That's great. That's wonderful.
They go away. Yeah, they'll go away. You bang on the door and they don't like the noise, so they'll go away.
That sounds, what you're describing sounds just like Washington, D.C., only completely different.
Yes, only completely different. You got that.
Yeah.
It's good to talk to you.
Well, it's wonderful talking to you. I'm glad that you called in. And you're obviously great. And you can tell from your voice and everything about you. You're just wonderful.
Well, thank you.
Nice.
My husband seems to think so. So as long as I've got him full, we're doing fine.
That's really good too. How about that? That's quite an arrangement you have there. That's wonderful stuff. Dee Dee, thank you very much. Thanks for the call. Keep your eyes peeled for the black bears, and you don't have to shoot the deer. Get the bow and arrow.
No. confused. No.
Well, maybe you're more of a bow hunter.
No.
All right, Dee Dee, thank you. Great talking to you. Thanks.
You have a great day.
You bet. Yeah, you bet. Why would I have anything else? Every day is a great day, isn't it? It's wonderful. Except I work too much. Other than that, everything is just great. My best girl and I, happy as bivalves, nice weekend, fun weekend, yucking it up, having a nice time. No bears, no deer, but we had on our balcony at home on Saturday, blackbirds swarmed our balcony. They're all over back. Now I have a gargoyle that I got at the National Cathedral at the gift store there, and it's about a foot and a half high, a sculpture of a gargoyle. And I brought that they're all just lining the balcony. And my best girl said, "What are all these crazy birds? Look at these nutty birds." I went and I got the gargoyle and I brought it out to the balcony and put it on a table out on the balcony, foot and a half high. And immediately all the birds flew away and they never came back. Gargoyles. See, those Euros, they figured that stuff out long ago, didn't they? Yes, they did. Good stuff. That was Dee Dee calling from Haymarket. She was wonderful. She's happy. It's good to be happy. Remember happy people? Normal people. It's normal to be happy. Also, I've got an update for you on CBS News and the Hunter Biden laptop story that just broke this morning. Want to share that with you. It's another story, tales of the American news media. And the Hunter Biden laptop, that was to tamper in the presidential election in 2020. The CIA did it. John Brennan did it. And what did CBS News do? That's coming up.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
With great savings rates and debt solutions to help you refocus your finances, the new year is full of possibility with AmeriQ Credit Union. Whatever your goals, AmeriQ has the right loan solutions to help you consolidate past debt, financial reviews to help you budget for the present, and certificate rates that'll help you save for the future. Possibility starts here with AmeriQ Credit Union. Get started today at ameriq.org/possibility.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com.
The pediatric team at Community Health Center of the North Country understands your kids are the most important things in your life, and each one of them is unique in their own way. This means care needs to be personalized for each son or daughter you bring through the doors at our Ogdensburg Health Center. Dr. Sunny Patel and Dr. Tiffany Hecht accepting new patients now and providing that personalized pediatric care for every stage of your child's life. Visit chcnorthcountry.org for more information.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
No, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
The winter models don't miss in the DMV. Snow, sleet, and ice are here to stay. It's Vince. Do you need a new roof? Trust Valor, where they believe a roof is not just protection, it's peace of mind. That's why right now, Valor is offering 50% off materials, plus no interest until 2027, making it easier than ever to protect what matters most. And great news, Valor is now expanding with a brand new Northern Virginia office, delivering even faster, trusted service. But what truly defines Valor is Operation Raise the Roof, giving back to those who serve. Recently, Valor provided a brand new roof for Air Force veteran Sergeant Mason Mankey, ending years of stress and worry for his family and friends. If you need a new roof, honor, respect, and trust your home to Valor. Tell them Vince sent you. Call 833-83-VALOR or visit valorhome.com.
Trust your home to Valor.
Supporting our veterans.
833-83-VALOR.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. True Vitality Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
True Vitality Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at True Vitality Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone check free. Call 703-637-1222. 703-637-1222. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 703-637-1222.
It's truck and SUV season at Wichita Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Wichita Auto Sales, a used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at wichitautosales.com.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now, you may remember Catherine Herridge from the Fox News Channel for a long time, where she was a very solid reporter. And she moved over to CBS News. And a lot of people said, wow, CBS News hired Catherine Herridge. What do they want to report news or something? Well, now Stand Up for Trump on Twitter with breaking news and a bombshell revelation. CBS investigative journalist Catherine Herridge has gone public with explosive allegations saying that CBS News executives deliberately buried the Hunter Biden laptop story and ordered her to wait until after the 2022 midterm elections in order to help the Democrat Party. And kind of remarkable stuff. Catherine Herridge, who I've always thought is and has always been a solid reporter, a real news reporter. And she posted a video of herself explaining what she experienced.
We eventually broadcast a story about the Hunter Biden laptop after the midterm elections in 2022. We commissioned a forensic review. I got a copy of the laptop data. I have it here still. I went to a lot of effort to get the cleanest copy of the laptop data, the same data that was provided to the FBI, because I didn't want to have any professional journalistic risk for CBS News. I wanted this thing to be totally locked down. When we did the story, we did it after the midterms. I argued against that because it was ready before the midterms. And my training is that you should always do the story when it's ready to go. You should not be dictated by the political cycle.
Yes. And Catherine Herridge said they put the kibosh on the story because it would be detrimental to the Democrats to learn about everything in the laptop. And she mentioned that Hunter Biden, the exchanges using the N-word, that she talked about that'd be bad.
Once we got the laptop story on the morning news, I felt that there was so much there that we could still do. For example, in the text messages, there's unfortunately the use of the N-word, the liberal use of the N-word. And I thought this was worthy of a story, but I was told that it was not something that interested CBS News. Then I asked for
They're not
forensic review of the
Republicans.
laptop, and we found that there were more than half a dozen emails that were likely used by Joe Biden. I thought that was a story, but the answer that came back was, well, we need to know what the content is of the emails. But that was going to be a years-long process. So there was no way. So there were a lot of reasons I was told not to do it.
And you remember that the John Brennan and the CIA director, Penitentiary Face Brennan, and the 50 other alleged intelligence officials, some of whom actually were and some of whom were not legitimate intelligence officials, including Dana Bash's ex-husband, and they signed on to the felonious 51 letter. Oh, yeah, the Hunter Biden laptop had all the earmarks of Russian disinformation, and all the headlines were, yeah, that the headlines boiled it down. Hunter Biden laptop reporting at the New York Post is Russian disinformation. It's not what they said, but that's the headline they wanted. It's the headline they got. And they tampered in our election. Our own intelligence community ran an information operation against the American voting populace, and it was a giant lie told on behalf of Joe Biden.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 11. Good morning. I'm Barbara Britton. New this hour, Montgomery County Police have identified a suspect in a cold case involving 2 sexual assaults. It was June 4th of 1988 when a female victim was approached by a black male as she left the Friendship Heights metro station. He pulled her across the street, police say, and sexually assaulted her. 2 years later, police say the same man offered another woman a ride home. She became uncomfortable and tried to exit the car. He restrained her and sexually assaulted her. The suspect, identified as Carl Rice Jr., is already in jail in Virginia on additional rape and sexual assault charges. Montgomery County Police believe there may be more victims in Montgomery County. It is day 9 of the search for 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Today co-host Savannah Guthrie. Investigators are searching for clues returning to her home over the weekend.
That initial ransom note reportedly issued a deadline for Today, demanding millions of dollars in exchange for 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie. Now, yesterday, Fox captured investigators using a pole to probe what appears to be a water hole or drainage pipe or septic tank behind Nancy Guthrie's house. Also on Saturday, Fox Digital captured investigators at the home of Savannah's sister, Annie, apparently taking pictures on the property at night. Law enforcement in unmarked cars spent about 2.5 hours at the sister's house Saturday night, which is about 4 miles away from Nancy Guthrie's home.
That's Fox's Matt.
I got chicken in the oven warming up.
Insist there are currently no suspects or persons of interest. The United States
Little
has
vegetable
a new
tray.
deadline to end the war in Ukraine.
The war, which President Trump said he could end in 24 hours, is apparently proving to be more intractable. A Russian airstrike on a residential area in eastern Ukraine killed 1 person and wounded 2, officials said over the weekend. Russia also struck energy infrastructure in Ukraine's Poltava region. According to Zelensky, if the June deadline is not met, the Trump administration says it will put pressure on both sides. In London, Greg Palmcott, Fox News.
A partial government shutdown is looming as DHS funding is set to run out in 5 days.
Here we go again. Congress only has until the end of the day on Friday to figure out some sort of a deal here when it comes to this DHS funding. And that's really starting to look like more and more of a long shot at this point because Democrats are digging in on their demands that ICE either be reformed or defunded. And Fox News has confirmed that Senate Democrats have sent legislative text on a DHS spending plan to their Republican counterparts. Now, last week, you'll remember Chuck Schumer announced a list of 10 demands for ICE reforms. That includes judicial warrants, body cams, an end to roving patrols, forcing ICE agents to unmask, and also forcing them to carry and show ID.
That's Fox's Bill Malhusian. A recent Fox poll found nearly 60% of voters say ICE tactics are too aggressive. Among the traffic messes this morning, 14th Street and Northwest shut down.
All of the northbound lanes of 14th Street between L and Thomas Circle are closed because an underwater sewer tunnel is at risk of collapsing. Crews working there, repairs on the century-old tunnel are expected to take several days. Officials are hoping to get the street reopened by midweek.
That's 7 News. Adam Longo checking your money. Dow is up 59 points. NASDAQ up 191. Up next, traffic and weather on News Talk 105.9 WMA.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you. Love that jam. Up next, commercials.
And to get TurboTax free edition, see if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver Card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef. This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Steve Hirschhorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
On the outer loop of Cadelli, Montgomery County, more room to get by the overturned tractor trailer after River Road before Cabin John Parkway, crowding the right side of the roadway, so there are more lanes open now as you head on the outer loop and move toward the American Legion Bridge. Right now, it's slow from just after 270 before Old Georgetown Road to get past all that activity there. 270 spur, very slow now from the lane divide to join the outer loop, and still have delays on River Road, on Bradley Boulevard, and on 70 Locks Road, all jammed as alternate. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Mostly sunny skies today. Highs breaking the freezing mark. High near 38 in town. Right now, 28 in Washington. I'm Barbara Britt on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Chris Plant.
That is, I saw you just gave up. There's Michael Piercy was going to play a soundbite there, and something went terribly wrong, and I could tell by the look on his face. And he gave him the secret signal. He raised his left hand with an extended index finger and went like that, you know, like karate chop. Now, when last we convened on Friday, toward the end of our humble 3-hour radio broadcast, I was telling you about things likely to happen over the weekend. And one of them was a big break in the disappearance of NBC Today Show host Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy Guthrie, who has now, it's been 9 days, I believe. At least 8 days since she vanished. 9 days since she was seen alive by her daughter, not Savannah Guthrie, but the other daughter, Annie Guthrie, and her husband, Tomasio. And we haven't seen him. Boy, he's been conspicuously missing, hasn't he? And Annie showed up in the group videos that they put out, and there was another one over the weekend, maybe even two over the weekend, updating. But the final deadline, Fox News headline this morning, Nancy Guthrie latest, they love their colons. Final deadline looms in kidnapping of Savannah Guthrie's mom. And the New York Post, Nancy Guthrie ransom deadline looms as search for today's star's missing mom enters 9th day. Now, Savannah Guthrie and her family are facing a terrifying, fast-approaching deadline with a demand out there to pay $6 million, the $6 million man, $6 million ransom in Bitcoin later Monday, and friends claiming that Today Show host missing 84-year-old mother say that they've got to pay it by 5 p.m. Arizona time, that's 7 p.m. Eastern time today. The ransom note gave a deadline of 5 p.m. Arizona, 7 p.m. Eastern time to pay a Bitcoin account or face serious consequences 9 days after the family matriarch is assumed to have been snatched from her bed in the $1 million Catalina foothills home. And the story is completely crazy in so many ways. It genuinely is. I mean, this kind of thing doesn't happen. It's a freak episode, a freak story, and I honestly expected that there would be a break of some kind in the story over the weekend. I did. Did you see President Trump over the weekend? We shared Michael Piercy and I and a couple of others on our group text thread with Randy and Kevin. We shared. I shared you with the President Trump over the weekend, where he was asked about the kidnapping or the disappearance. I'm not really calling it. I started texting a friend of mine who is a now retired homicide detective in Washington, D.C., and I said, "What do you make of all this? I've got my theory. What do you think about the fact pattern here?" And we've been going back and forth on it, but I did think that there would be a break over the weekend. And then President Trump came out and said something pretty attention-getting about the disappearance over the weekend. And he, the President of the United States, suggested that there would be big developments coming up. And President Trump, first there was a slightly shorter soundbite, and then a slightly longer soundbite of President Trump saying, "Yeah, I think there's going to be a development in that situation with the Nancy Guthrie disappearance 9 days ago." And there was no major development. And I said on Friday I thought there would be a major development. President Trump, I think it was on Friday night that he said also, I think it may have been aboard Air Force One, that he said that he was expecting some big news, and the reporter said, "A suspect?" And the president said something like resolution. But that was interesting. Also, I was focused a bit on Iran and whether there would be U.S. military action against the IRGC, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps in Iran, for murdering all of those Iranian people that they murdered. And that didn't happen over the weekend, Super Bowl weekend. I thought, maybe it would be the time to strike at the IRGC. President Trump kind of painted himself into a corner, said if you keep murdering your own people, there will be severe consequences. And they, of course, kept murdering their own people, which puts President Trump in an awkward situation. You may remember Barack Obama, when he was president, promising severe consequences, a red line if the terrorists used chemical weapons in Jordan and Syria. And then they did use chemical weapons, and Barack Obama didn't do anything, and his red line was revealed as the joke that it was. President Trump said if you keep killing your innocent people who are protesting for peace and for freedom and for liberty, then there will be severe consequences. So now the president's kind of in an awkward situation where he's got to make good on his word. But the president on the Savannah Guthrie and Nancy Guthrie story was kind of an interesting moment as well when we saw that over the weekend and started sharing it immediately. But now a new deadline, $6 million ransom, Bitcoin, 84-year-old mom. There was blood found at the scene of the house where she was grabbed, and I haven't had a good feeling about this thing from the beginning. But President Trump was asked about this on, I think it was Friday night on, hey, anything we should expect to hear about the kidnapping of Savannah Guthrie's mother?
Well, I'll give you a little statement. I think we're doing very well on that regard. You're probably surprised to hear that. I think we're doing very well. Very well, meaning we have some clues, I think, that are very strong. And I think we could have some answers coming up fairly soon.
Is this a nationwide search? Is this a search going on?
I'm not talking about a search. I'm talking about a solution. We have some things I think that will maybe come out reasonably soon from DOJ or FBI or whoever that could be big, definitive, and is not just talking about a suspect, you're talking about big things, and the FBI, the DOJ, and I say, I mean, even if that is true and they're on the precipice, maybe he's talking out of school a little bit there, and he shouldn't be throwing that stuff out. May not be helpful to what the FBI and the Justice Department are working. But that was long after I left the radio studio on Friday. I said on Friday I thought that something would break over the weekend on that story, and then Friday evening, President Trump said that, and I said, oh, okay, good. Well, maybe what I said will prove to be correct and true, and there will be a big break. And now there has not been a big break, and there is another deadline, 5 p.m. Arizona time, 7 p.m. Eastern time today. And, there's been no proof of life, so there will be no, presumably, transfer of $6 million unless they're trying to ensnare the people demanding the ransom. And is there even any legitimate reason to believe that the people demanding the $6 million in Bitcoin had anything to do with their disappointment, with their disappearance? But did they, or are they just criminals who jumped on when they saw there was something where maybe they could defraud somebody and scam somebody out of millions of dollars? And it's impossible to say, quite honestly. It's not out of the question that these are fraudsters who jumped on when they saw this happening and said, hey, maybe we can scam somebody out of millions of dollars. And maybe that's what's going on. And then, as you've doubtless heard many times, the family in a situation like this, when such things as this happen, infrequent though they may be, it's usually somebody close to the person who was disappeared, who was made to vanish, and the woman where she lives and so on doesn't have all that many people close to her. Her daughter Annie lives locally with her boyfriend or husband. I hear boyfriend one day and husband the next day, so I don't know for sure. But that's something, and I've got to say it's been a fascinating episode to watch. It's I don't know, is mom actually being held hostage by people that kidnapped her and are holding her? I find all of that kind of hard to believe, but I won't rule it out as a possibility, I suppose. Like the Democrats coming around on voter ID, I won't rule it out as a possibility, but that's something. It certainly is. Yes, it is. And the president on Friday evening saying, oh, we're close. Something I'm talking, a suspect, beyond suspect. And he said, major development, the FBI and the Justice Department. And that would suggest that the president had a conversation with the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, or FBI Director Kash Patel, and that he was given some information. It was kind of, I know something you don't know. So we've got that. And I'd like to see it resolved. It would be nice to see mom saved, like a Hollywood-style ending, but I'm not sure if that's likely. Oh, yeah, no, that's right. And Savannah Guthrie and her sister and brother posted a new video on Saturday, too, where they promised that they would pay.
We received your message, and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her.
Celebrate.
This is the only way we will have peace.
We beg you.
This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
And we will pay. It was a brief message. It was to the point. I got to say, if it turns out that family members sitting next to her in that video are involved, like her sister and her sister's husband who doesn't show up in this, then this will go down in history as an abomination. And if it's not, if it's really some kind of, again, Hollywood movie kidnappers that stole an 84-year-old woman from her home in the middle of the night on Saturday night going into Sunday morning because she's an NBC News TV anchor or something, that doesn't make a lot of sense. That would be pretty crazy stuff, I've got to say. But there you have it. And nothing quite on that. We haven't gotten to our Super Bowl halftime show and Bad Bunny. With his non-English speak, I got to tell you, I think the NFL lost a lot of fans yesterday. In fact, I heard from people saying, I think I've had it with the NFL. It was not a great Super Bowl game. It just wasn't a great football game. And it was kind of a boring game, and it wasn't an exciting game. And it was kind of a blowout, and the Patriots didn't show up to play, and the Seahawks did show up to play. But it wasn't a great game, not an exciting game. The whole rainbow and pink colored interior of the stadium, pretty annoying. The non-English speaking, anti-American, radical leftist Bad Bunny with all that bourgeois was something that I think will drive people away from the NFL and from the game of football. But and we've got a little Bad Bunny coming up, because he is a Bad Bunny. He's not Bad Bunny. What a ridiculous planet the left is making for us all. Shouldn't that be in Spanish, Bad Bunny? Malo Bonet or something. Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our great nation has to offer, of course, especially when it comes to health care. Across every state line and in every community across our great country, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, our neighbors, the people that we love. No matter where you live, hospital care does not clock out. They are there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year. Now, every year, America's more than 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care and delivering babies 24 hours a day. Cancer treatments, other life-saving care that patients rely on, of course. And behind every one of those patients, you're going to find doctors and nurses and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy and safe. But now, some people in Congress are threatening access to that care. Tell Congress to protect patient care, to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care. Paid for by the Coalition to Strengthen America's Health Care. There it is. You have the Bad Bunny and all that ridiculous NFL stuff. It was not a great Super Bowl Sunday for the NFL, or certainly for the New England Patriots. It wasn't, and for viewers at home. And then the foreign language, anti-American, cross-dressing halftime talent who goes by the name Bad Bunny, even though he has a real name.
There's only one Chris Plant. The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
So I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car. Home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
With Verbo, it pays to book your 30A stay early. Save over $530 when booking 7+ night stays at least 60 days in advance and secure your dream vacation home before it's gone. Verbo, book now, relax longer. Average savings $550. Select homes only.
It's truck and SUV season at Widget Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Widget Auto Sales, the used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at widgetautosales.com. Your path to adult education begins with AEPP. Whether it's preparing for your GED, building your reading and writing skills, or discovering apprenticeship opportunities, learn more today at nysed.gov/adulted. A message from the New York State Education Department.
Your chance at a jackpot is waiting on every corner. Head to your favorite New York lottery retailer and grab a Powerball ticket today for your chance to win the ever-growing jackpot. Currently over $950 million. Good luck out there in New York. Please play responsibly.
I go to Milton Hershey School in Hershey, Pennsylvania, a private school that covers all costs for all students. Here, I have learning opportunities, mentors, and tons of resources to succeed. Learn more at mhskids.org/opportunity.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
If your patio, sidewalk, or driveway is cracked or uneven, if you've tripped or fallen as a result, or if you're worried about the liability of an uneven surface on your property, American Concrete Services can quickly help. Don't pay the high cost to tear out and replace your sidewalk, patio, driveway, or pool deck. American Concrete Services has an economical solution which can raise and stabilize your existing concrete at a fraction of the cost of full replacement. They're environmentally friendly structural foam. With structural foam lifting, there's no heavy equipment to cause damage to your property and no loud noises from jackhammering. Best of all, most repairs can be completed in just one day. Have your entire patio, sidewalk, or driveway safe and level again. No job is too big or small. Call American Concrete Services now for your free estimate at 240-665-5665. That's 240-665-5665. Again, 240-665-5665. Licensed in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. MHIC 140530.
WMAL, making sense of mainstream media because the double standard is real. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Hey now. Let's go to the telephones, and I want to get some Bad Bunny with his. He said, "God bless America," but he was only kidding. I'll explain what he meant, and it was not "God bless the United States of America." Let's go to. And he said that in English too. That must have tripped him up. Let's go to Hugh, calling from Germantown, Maryland. Hugh, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Chris, good morning. Great show as usual. So I watched the
I watched the show and I found it both offensive and humorous at the same time. But on a serious note, I've been in the US 30 plus years, and I've spent my time living up in the suburbs of New York and North Jersey and in the suburbs of Philadelphia. And what I've noticed over 30 years is that football is a dying sport in the suburbs. Many of your audience may find that shocking, but that's a reality. And its fan base is slowly collapsing. It's like 300-year-old white guys and Black Americans, which is a small percentage of the population. So recognize the demographics of America. I think Bad Bunny's performance, shall we say, was a stumbling, bumbling attempt by the league to reach out to Hispanic Latino population, which is growing in the U.S. But unfortunately, they're too stupid and too ignorant to understand that Latinos, that is a fiction in the American liberal mind. I spent some time in Central America in a former life, and I learned that there's multiple countries speaking variations of Spanish, many of whom mutually hate each other, and they have a social ranking. And the social ranking at the top are the Cubans, and they all disagree on that ranking. But at the top are the Cubans, who are really Castilian gentlemen who happen to live in the Caribbean, most of them now living in Miami. And at the bottom of the rankings are the Puerto Ricans. And again, that may offend people, but I'm sorry, that's reality.
Well, and that's where
the NFL,
that's where Bad Bunny comes from, and he can't stop telling you that. And I've got that is great stuff, Hugh, and you summed it up beautifully. I've got Bad Bunny coming up.
This is the Chris Plant Show.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 11:30. I'm Heather Curtis. New this hour, some disappointing answers, or lack thereof, from Jeffrey Epstein's co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell during a House Oversight Committee deposition today. She invoked her Fifth Amendment rights to avoid incriminating herself through her answers during a conversation held via video call from the prison where she's serving a 20-year sentence for sex trafficking. Her deposition comes as lawmakers are searching for anyone who is connected to Epstein and may have facilitated his abuse, and as Maxwell's trying to get her conviction overturned. Monks participating in the Walk for Peace during the last leg of their 2,300-mile walk from Texas to D.C. At this hour, they're making a lunch stop at Christ Church in Alexandria. Earlier today, they met with Alexandria's police chief. The goal, they say, is to carry humility, thankfulness, and a collective prayer for peace. They're scheduled to arrive in D.C. tomorrow. Traffic and weather next.
It's truck and SUV season at Winter Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT. Yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander? Just $20,999. Or a beautiful Chevy truck Z71. Yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Winter Auto Sales, the used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at winterauto.com.
Here's Steve Hirshorn in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Montgomery County, outer loop of the Beltway after River Road before Cabin John Parkway, the overturned tractor trailer. It's still 2 left lanes getting by now. Very slow now from Old Georgetown Road, but once you're in that delay, it's extremely heavy. It's causing delays on 270 southbound approaching the lane divide and then down the spur from the lane divide to join the outer loop of the Beltway. River Road, both inbound and outbound, are extremely slow approaching the exits for 495. Elsewhere in Falls Church, eastbound Route 29 near Fairview Park Drive is a water main break blocking the eastbound side of 29. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Today, mostly sunny, highs breaking the freezing mark finally near 38. Right now, 29 in Washington. I'm Heather Curtis on WMAL.
Why do you go to Princeton Longevity Center?
We go to Princeton Longevity Center because my husband's cardiologist told him having this exam saved his life.
Because somehow 20 turned into 40, and now I need to take my health more seriously. The Princeton Longevity Center designed a program to keep me healthy and active, so 50 and 60 will be no sweat.
Because even though my cholesterol is high, it turned out my arteries are clear. That's a big relief.
Whether you want to make the most of your future years or just want peace of mind, you need the Princeton Longevity Center. Their comprehensive preventive exam combines the latest technology with caring experts to create your personal plan for staying well.
Because I shouldn't have to wait an hour for a 10-minute physical. I go to Princeton Longevity Center because I get everything done in one day and take my results home with me.
Find out why you need Princeton Longevity. Call 888-8000-PLC or go to PrincetonLongevityCenter.com. Call 888-8000-PLC. That's 888-8000-PLC.
Bettering your business takes working with the best. With the James Hardy Alliance, you gain access to leads, training, networking, and support from the #1 brand of siding in North America. Achieve new levels of success by joining the James Hardy Alliance today.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Well, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
The Mega Millions jackpot is getting mega huge. Head to your favorite New York Lottery retailer and grab a ticket today for your chance at a massive win. Currently over $350 million. Good luck, New York. Please play responsibly.
Tu camino hacia la educación para adultos empieza con AEPP. Te ayudamos a encontrar los programas que mejor se adapten a tu rutina. Saber más en nyset.gov/adult. Este es un mensaje del Departamento de Educación del Estado de Nueva York.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
And I do think that the NFL did not serve themselves well, and I got to say that Hugh was making very strong points and making the points very well. I wish I could have hung in with you for a longer, Hugh. The clock was ticking out. They have these mandates. It's like they're liberals somewhere because it's mandatory. You know, liberals don't care what you do as long as it's mandatory. That's one of their rules for a living, of course. But they had this person that goes by the name Bad Bunny. And he's got a real name. He's from Puerto Rico. And he doesn't like America. He doesn't like capitalism, except when he's making millions of dollars for being ridiculous. And I just, honestly, I don't care about him, but I don't get the appeal of the guy. I hear his music, and if it were great music, I'd say, wow, that's a great song. That's a really cool song. I have yet to hear the Bad Bunny song that made me say, wow, what a great song. That is really cool. I can see why he's so popular. I have not had that experience. And the left-wingers, like Mediaite, MAGA loses it over Bad Bunny halftime show. And that's not true, of course, but honestly, Charles Gasparino of the Fox Business Channel, I guess, tweeted out, Bad Bunny sucked, but you knew that already. Sure, peeked in during Turning Point USA show, which was really good, Gasparino says. Bad Bunny plays to a nation the left wants, but most of the nation doesn't. Shame on NFL commissioner. There is for taking this great game into AOC territory, into Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez territory. Sage Steele, who's been making a bit of a comeback lately, Sage Steele said, if only there were English subtitles during the halftime show of America's greatest sporting event. And it's true, it was not in English because this guy is, not on our side, and the Democrat Party, Barack Obama told us to teach our kids to speak English, to speak Spanish. I apologize. Don't speak English. And Laura Loomer tweeting out, the NFL should apologize to the American people for flooding the Super Bowl with foreign flags. Totally disgraceful.
There's nothing American about any of this, Laura Loomer said, and that's pretty true. Someone call in an ICE raid at the Super Bowl, Laura Loomer went on. What are all these foreign flags? And that's true. What? Yeah. And Alex Berenson tweeting, I think support for ICE just went up 20%. Honestly, it's pretty nutty what they've done, and I don't think it's the smartest thing in the world. But as Hugh was saying, it's probably the NFL thinking that they, oh well, there's the Democrats have opened the borders and flooded the country with non-English speaking, Spanish speaking foreigners and gang members and human traffickers and drug traffickers and all that good stuff. And so maybe the NFL is trying to suck up to and appeal to what they see as an emerging demographic by going Spanish language. But again, I spoke to a couple of English language people yesterday who said, you know what, I think I've had it with the NFL. I think I've been there, done that, and it's over. Now, also, since we're talking about all those tweets there, I should mention Jonathan Turley, the wonderful, excellent law professor, emeritus, George Washington University, and commentator on the television, Jonathan Turley, about the Olympics. He said, listen to this, because the Associated Press did an analysis of the Olympics, and it was based on race. And they said in the Winter Olympics, there are too many white people competing in the Winter Olympics, the Associated Press. Our news media is a tumor, honestly. Jonathan Turley wrote, rather than seeing a celebration of international athletes in the opening ceremony, the Associated Press saw white people. The AP objected the fact that countries like Sweden, for the teams that they put out, were, quote, overwhelmingly white and lacking immigrant representation, end quote. That's the Associated Press. That the Swedish Winter Olympic team was not racially diverse enough. Too many white Swedish skiers and snowboarders and ice skaters. Sweden should have more black skiers, is what the Associated Press is doing. Again, this is why nobody trusts the news media, because they're an embarrassment. Just ridiculous. Ridiculous, I'm telling you. But yes, the dateline out of Sweden, no less, for the Associated Press. Isn't that amazing? Talks about Marianne Hashi. Remembers the thoughts rushing through her mind when she began hitting the ski slopes in northern Sweden. As a black woman from Somalia, she felt like an alien. Well, you're a black woman from Somalia skiing in Sweden. I can see why you wouldn't feel right at home. There were no scorpions or AK-47s or militias gunning people down or anything like that. But soon there will be, because the left is fixing Sweden. So amazing. Am I wearing the correct clothing for this? Does it fit? Do I look weird? Am I snowboarding correctly? If you don't know whether you're snowboarding correctly, maybe you shouldn't be on the Olympic team. I'm just saying. Do they think that it's weird that I'm on the slope? But I carried on. I felt it didn't. I was never going to commit to anything in my life. All right, well, that's great. A few years later, snowboarding is the 30-year-old student's big passion, and it's helping to integrate her into her adopted country's society better than she ever could have imagined. Sure, but what does this matter? So Sweden has a Somali that took up snowboarding, a woman, and that is the lead of the story on the Olympics coming up, because with the left, it's always race, isn't it? Now that's ridiculous on the part of the Associated Press and the news media. And it's the Winter Olympics. It's cold out there, and then there's the fact that like northern climes, and that's Winter Olympics, that you're not going to find Burkina Faso with a big representation there. All right, now let's go back to Bad Bunny, because he's a minority person, and he talks in a Spanish. and doesn't like English as much. But this is the soundbite where he starts with "God bless America," right? Now he starts with God. Now we know that he's anti-American. He's another anti-capitalist leftist millionaire. Of course, America made us a fortune, like in The Godfather, and he's still just filled with contempt because lefties are not happy unless they're not happy, right? So here's Bad Bunny, and he starts out with, or he has it in there, "God bless America." But hang on, he's not talking about the United States of America, because he's explaining to us that America is not the United States of America. It's Tierra del Fuego, and it's Uruguay, and it's Bolivia, and it's Canada, because it's North America and South America, not the United States of America. And here is Bad Bunny, and look for just a moment like he was throwing a little thing over here, a little palm branch, but it's not. He's every place from Tierra del Fuego to Canada is America.
God bless America. Sea Chile, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, Bolivia, Perú, Ecuador, Brasil, Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana, Panamá, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, México, Cuba, República Dominicana, Jamaica, Antillas, United States, Canadá, mi patria, Puerto Rico.
He left out Costa Rica. Did he leave out Costa Rica? I don't think I heard Costa Rica. You heard Costa Rica? Okay. All right. Good. All right. Yeah, because I'd hate to think, but that's America. That's his God blessing, not the United States of America. But North America and South America, which, see, this is the open borders, end of nations, end of national sovereignty, end of national identity, school of thought. And he's a leftist like every idiot Democrat out there who wants to see an end to nations, and it will lead to, I think, an increase in cannibalism in the United States, because Haiti, and we got barbecue, and you know how they love cannibalism, and the Democrats are moving. There's one of the Democrats bit the finger off of a federal agent in Minnesota a week and a half ago, because cannibalism really is their bag baby. Aren't they amazing? So there he is, and it was the only words in English were "God bless America," and then he revealed that it wasn't about God bless America at all. It's about there is no United States of America. It's just North America and South America, and here are a bunch of countries that have gangs that have infiltrated the country with human trafficking and child sex trafficking and drug trafficking and all that good stuff. Yeah, and then he was singing, because that's his job apparently. He's a singer. Hey, what country are we in? This is the halftime show of the Super Bowl. It's you like the song? Yeah. It's an ordinary song. I think that if Piercy had AI say, "Hey, write me a song that sounds like Bad Bunny," then you'd probably have a better song than that before evening rush hour today. That's what I'm thinking. And it's look, Latin beat is nice. Everybody knows Latin beat, and every Latin beat is nice. Ricky Ricardo had songs as good as that on the "I Love Lucy" show. That's no problem. By the way, his real name is Benito. He's maybe that's where he got the Bad Bunny. Benito is Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, just like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And it's funny that Jonathan Turley said that brought it into AOC land, but that was him, right? Oh, it was one of the people, one of the other tweets. AOC land, bringing the Super Bowl into AOC land. It's true. Yes, sir. So they got that, and that's it. Yeah, a little Latin beat. Latin beat's always great, but you got guys on street corners in the summertime in Washington, D.C., playing plastic drums with sticks that sound just like that too, and it sounds good. It's their Latin beat music. It's good stuff, don't you think? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, let's go to Let's go to the telephones. People are calling in because the NFL and all that stuff. But let's go back to the telephones. Let's go to Howard calling from Manassas, Virginia. Howard, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hey, Chris. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah,
Look, this is the dilemma I think many of us are in. I think I represent many of the NFL watchers. I'm a 58-year-old white Christian dude, outdoor working man. I haven't had a Bud Light since that whole crap went down. Never will. And on another note, if I see you at the Birchman in a couple months, I'll buy you a beer, but it'll be anything but Bud Light.
Excellent.
I have not been in a Target for 10 years or whatever it's been. They were the first to go with all that, use whatever bathroom you want, you identify with. Have not been in one. I told you my wife's not gotten in almost court divorce proceedings over Target, but she hasn't been much. But seriously, we have nowhere else to go with the NFL, and it sucks. I'm ashamed of myself to some degree, but I've been watching football forever with my dad, with my sons, with buddies, Super Bowl parties.
Sure.
I disagree. I turned off the halftime, went and watched the USA America thing, which was good but not great, honestly.
Right.
But where else are we going to go? And it sucks. But I will tell you this, Chris, on a positive note, I see it. I have no statistics to back it up. I swear there are more men in the NFL on the teams that are speaking out about their Christian faith.
That's true.
Not just God, not just saying God bless America. And it seems to be more quarterbacks, but they're specifically mentioning Jesus. When they do that, they got a real, true, hardcore faith, in my humble opinion. But the NFL is stupid, and I don't know what they're doing. That is a smack to our face about what they did yesterday. And I would have to think someone like Carrie Underwood, God bless her, without her politics, and she doesn't have many that I know of, would reach so much more. And even Bruce Springsteen, who's liberal as crap, but if he could get up there and sing some of his songs without talking politics, he would be much better than stupid Bad Bunny, and I've never heard of him in my life. But my young nephews and nieces have heard of him, and sadly, they kind of like him, but of course, they don't know about all his stupid politics.
Right.
Anyway, this is the dilemma we're in, my friend.
No, you're right. You summed it up beautifully, actually. You should have a radio show. That was very good. And you're right. Look, NFL football is fun. My best girl and I last night were talking about college football. My best girl brought it up. Said, maybe next year we're gonna spend more time on college football. And the truth is, Howard, that college football is being now we're paying millions of dollars to college football players who are then being traded by schools to from one college to another, and millions of dollars being poured into that. And that's going to make college football into something different too. But the NFL have, from Colin Kaepernick and all the LGBTQ yada yada, and I don't care. You guys do whatever you want to do. I could care less. But why everybody else's sex life has to be a part of my daily life, I just don't know. And did you notice, Howard, yesterday, all the rainbow stuff on the field and in the stadium and on the jerseys, and it's all, and it wasn't even LGBTQ, but it was all coincidentally rainbow colors and hot pink colors where you run in and out of the locker rooms and stuff. And it wasn't even subtle. It was ham-handed with their politics everywhere. And they put politics on the back of their helmets now. And you're absolutely right. And we're seeing it in college too, Howard, where a lot more young men and professional athletes are talking about God and faith and doing it very openly. And I think that they would have been more timid about that a few years ago. I think a lot of professional...
They are. They are, Chris, and I'll tell you what, you know who has the strongest platform, and this is just real, this is just me saying it how it is the black conservative Christian men.
Yeah.
It's hard for the liberals to go after them. And, they're being more bold in their faith, and God bless them for it, because we all need it, but the black community with lack of fathers, they need it even more. And praise God for these strong men that are willing to stand up and say, what they believe and why they believe it. And they don't have to say they're Democrat, Republican, anything. They just need to state their values. And I am very encouraged by what I see in that area, and very discouraged by what I see at the top of the stupid NFL, which is retarded, but whatever.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Howard, you said it all very, very well. That was great. Our listeners are bright, articulate, clean,
What are they? Articulate, bright, and clean. That's how Joe Biden described Barack Hussein Obama. Yeah, thank you, Howard. Good stuff. Well said.
First and foremost, I want to thank God for this, blessing to be here.
You're listening to The Chris Plant Show. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
Not planning today can cost you tomorrow. Stop worrying and start planning with Trajan Wealth. Contact Trajan today at 202-750-3300 or go to TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Hey, Dad, I've been saving up, and I think I'm ready to buy my own car.
Yeah, son, I think so too. Now, have you thought about how you're going to finance it?
Not really. I really like banking with Northern Credit Union. They offer loans, right?
Well, of course they do. Your mom and I have banked with Northern Credit Union for a long time and have gone through them for a lot of things, like our home improvement loan for the deck we put on last summer. You should really stop in and see them before you shop around.
Yeah, but look, you can apply for a loan right in your Northern Credit Union mobile banking app.
Oh, really? Well, that's convenient. I knew anyone could apply for a loan at mynorthern.com. Looks like they're making it even easier now.
Apply for your next loan with Northern Credit Union online or in mobile banking. Not a member? Not a problem. Apply for your loan on our website at mynorthern.com. New car, used car, first car, home loan, personal loan, we've got you covered. Visit mynorthern.com to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Breakfast burritos for the morning brainstorm. Easy Cater. Paninis for the lunch and learn. Easy Cater. Barbecue for the clients from Boston. Easy Cater. Brownie boxes and mini bun cakes for Brenda's workiversary. Easy Cater. One simple platform to feed any size group with food they love from favorite restaurants, plus tools to help you meet dietary needs and stay on budget. Easy Cater. All the food for your workplace, all in one place. Start an order at easycater.com.
Your path to adult education begins with AEPP. Whether it's preparing for your GED, building your reading and writing skills, or discovering apprenticeship opportunities, learn more today at nysed.gov/adulted. A message from the New York State Education Department.
It's truck and SUV season at Winter Auto Sales, a used car leader. Just look at the rows of trucks and the rows of SUVs ready for winter, like a Ford F-150 XLT, yours for just $37,999. How about a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, just $20,999? Or a beautiful Chevy Truck Z71, yours for $26,999. Rows of trucks and rows of SUVs during truck and SUV season at the veteran-owned Winter Auto Sales, the used car leader in out of Washington Street, or online at wintercautausales.com.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Chris Plant here. Tired of dating online and want to meet real people face to face? Let the professional matchmakers at It's Just Lunch help. After a confidential interview, your personal matchmaker hand selects quality matches for you. They pre-screen every date and they'll book your reservations at the best spots in town. All you have to do is show up and be yourself. Let It's Just Lunch help you turn new beginnings into lasting connections. Call 202-466-4333 or visit itsjustlunchdc.com.
Things people don't believe in. Little green aliens. Bigfoot. And that Spectrum TV combines all your favorite streaming apps with live TV at no extra cost. But that one is actually true. You get over $100 worth of streaming apps like HBO Max, Hulu, Paramount Plus, Peacock, AMC Plus, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only...
0 people on my meter. YouTube's rejecting the comment again. I ain't gonna bother posting the link. I'm leaving.